He's like going up to meet your girl's parents, and D-Wade answers the door.
When's the national championship? This weekend?
It's the 20th. So it's
Monday.
next Monday. Yeah, I think the NFL playoff committee messed up not putting the Bengals in.
Can you throw mine up here on Caveman? Oh, there.
Why does that always? What's that?
It's
Straight pulling up their code to fucking stream yard. Exit meeting selected. Plenty of teams got your guys' seat warm on the plane.
Want to do a mic check real quick, guys? Check-check-a-reno.
Oh,
Pecorino
I say we
Romano.
just start off the show. Each of you guys gives a fucking rant on your team.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like SpongeBob,
mediator.
where it's like,
Yeah.
I lost something once.
Yeah.
12 fucking games. Our most losses since fucking
Yeah.
2003.
I mean, you do have a coaching search. They're saying Aaron Galenza possibility, ex-DB.
Awesome. We got an interview with him and the offensive coordinator
That's
for
nice.
Very sounds good.
Giants.
Alright, we're going live. You're the hometown team, Mercury. I'll lead you in for your for the Broncos.
Good job, fellas.
Exactly. Later, D. Have a good one. Poor guy, dude. You want me to put that in?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
You are looking live at Military Broadcast Radio. We are till the final whistle. I'm Jimmy Covers. To my left is Caveman. To my right is Mercury. Mercury, Broncos fan. Caveman, the Saints fan. Jimmy Covers, the Packers fan. Boys, we had some devastating playoff losses happen this week to the boys. Pray for the boys.
Yeah.
The boys are down bad.
All our seasons are officially over.
Bills, Broncos, 31-7. Packers, Eagles, 22-10. Mercury, we're going to lead off with you. You're the home team in this situation.
How do you feel, man?
Denver Broncos, though, man. Great season. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Bo Nix and
Think
Sean
you deserve the
Payton.
clap.
I'm trying.
This is what happens when you get a coaching quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you, man.
You got, yeah. I'm trying to remain optimistic. Like the future is bright. You know, we probably shouldn't have even been in the playoffs. We stuck, but we found a way to get there. Best season, you know, since the Super Bowl 50 season. At least we got prospects looking up. You know, it's a tough ask going into Baltimore or Buffalo with the Cortland Sutton. What was that? Caveman's loading a meme. It's like Javante 3 yards per carry.
Yeah.
That's his weapon. Yeah, we had to play a perfect game, and we did not. And
It started off perfect.
yeah, the first drive was perfect.
It was like, man, if you could encapsulate the season in just one nice play, it's like that was it, and that was pretty much the only play. Yeah.
If
on there,
if the
okay.
game ended with 10 minutes to go in the first quarter, we would have been golden. We'd been going like the Kansas
We're
City.
going to KC. That's right.
Unfortunately, you got to play 60 minutes here in the NFL. And we struggled mightily those other 55.
It was tough to watch. It was a tough watch.
Yeah,
It was a
I
tough
mean,
watch.
Bo Nix wasn't like he was anything crazy. 144 on the touchdown, so he wasn't like tearing them up. But I didn't expect him to go crazy. You know, we need kind of like a run game.
Yeah, it wasn't even a bad game.
The defense just couldn't stop anything. The Bills were on the field for 41 minutes, almost 42. That's just ridiculous amount of time of possession
Yeah.
in their favor. We got them the third down 15 times, and they converted 8 times. They were 2 for 2 on fourth down. Like, we just could not get them off the field. They ran 72 plays that are just 42. So, yeah, the advance shows this defense the last half of the season really started slipping up. They cost us some games. We got into a shootout with Cleveland.
The tackling.
Yeah, we
was
got.
really- But I mean, at the same time, you guys kind of went out and just matched up with them. A lot of single high safety
Yeah,
and just running.
like
man
early on,
coverage.
like they were keeping us in it. I mean, Buffalo was 1 for 5 in the red zone, but then just you flip it to the other side of the ball. The offensive line was just getting manhandled when it came to running the football.
I kind of see that being a point of emphasis going into this.
Yeah, we need like better
Gonna
run blocking or
need
something.
a couple offensive linemen.
They were good at pass protection. Like Bo Nix was sacked like 24 times.
I like Estime.
He was hurt too.
I could kind of see the Broncos also getting or valuing either in free agency or the draft a running back.
Getting a running back.
I I could
Oh,
see it.
definitely.
At least in the second rounder, primetime position for you can get great running backs.
This is me. It's probably why I would never get hired in a position like that. I'm just completely overhaul the entire running back room in that team. You're already losing so much.
I would
money
keep
from
Estime.
Russ.
I mean, just because he's on a rookie deal, and he's shown an ability to at least
Yeah.
give you some snaps on third down, 3rd and 1 short yardage. Pick
Is
up the
it-
blitz.
You're in a pretty good position. Like people are going to want to come to Denver. You could get.
I think
you guys
so.
could Get a good guy.
Especially with Sean Payton and Bo Nix, you're gonna get somebody.
Most definitely.
And if like,
Tajay
that's your
Spears?
first round pick,
Go get Spears from the Titans.
I
I
would.
don't hate that. There's certainly some good running back prospects that we
There's
can
all-
make this
yeah,
draft too.
yeah.
That I'm not.
Mara?
Mara.
Is he a free agent? Oh, that would
No, I think he re-signed a couple of years.
He got a 2-year deal.
be.
But I mean, he could.
I
be
mean,
traded. He could. be
we're
traded.
terrible.
Yeah.
Who are we trading next? Trade deadline for picks. You know what I mean? Who's going next year? I thought we were going to trade him after this season.
Also,
I know you're
Buffalo's
thinking
offensive line.
Yeah,
You can
pretty
tell
good.
they were a lot bigger than us, our guys. That's where I think
He was
we're
great.
really
Went on
hurting is
there.
we don't have a ton of size. We're great at getting pressure because we blitzed a lot and we had a lot of like athletic defensive linemen. But
Yeah.
in the playoffs in Buffalo, they just got downhill and just pushed us over.
Yeah.
On the other side, we're
It really showed a veteran team versus a young rookie.
guys are just running into walls.
Yeah, it's
Bo
just
Nix
a
is
different
our-
game. It's a
Our
we saw
leading
it.
rusher
It's a
again.
completely like you look at Buffalo, like some of their holes, like offensive line, kind of a hole for the Buffalo Bills. Going to the playoff game against Denver, from my opinion, from my point of view, how I was watching it,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, where was this at all year, Buffalo? You know what I mean? It was a lot of easy 5-yard, short yardage pitch and catch for Josh Allen, and then Josh Allen was able to use his legs to extend drives, in the running game.
Buffalo ran for 210
Yeah,
on the ground.
yeah. It was an efficient. It was an efficient. You got to take it to the woodshed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Buffalo's been here every year.
Totally.
They're looking to win the Super Bowl.
right.
I'm trying. I don't even know if there's.
I'd be optimistic, brother.
I
I'd
don't
be
know if
happy.
there's a single guy on our team.
I'd be pumped if I were you.
Outside of,
Broncos
like-
fans should be proud.
McGlinchey and Powers that have been
Yeah.
played in playoff games.
Yeah.
Zach
And
Allen,
McGlinchey too. He's a Notre Dame or Brian Kelly. He used to play for the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
He was kind of a rotational guard there, and when he came in the game, if you need to remember some brief history real quick, he was in the game when Brock Purdy. He's the one who got blitzed against Philly when Purdy hurt his elbow,
Oh my!
and he was
God.
also the guard that got blown up when Jimmy Garoppolo had to escape out of the pocket running down the sideline, and he tore his ACL. McGlinchey getting blown up.
We got a
So-
funny clip of him in top minutes once you get there.
Yeah, he.
I might
It's
be
hit or
willing-
miss with that guy.
might be willing to move on. Yeah, because he's been good at times. But he's got an iconic photo of like Micah Parsons just like tossing it
Tossing him.
to
Yeah.
the side. You're like,
Clipping him.
It's
like he's
wild
just
with
throwing
him.
them
He's
like
one of
a
those
rag doll.
it's like, oh, he'll have a couple plays where like, all right, like
Nice.
he's nice, not bad, and then he'll just get ran through, and you're like, oh man, we just can't get this guy.
Holy crap!
This was a tough showing for us certainly,
For
but
Bunchy, the boys are
Yeah.
down bad.
you got to keep in mind. We got to just remember. Should have even been here.
Right, dude.
We just gotta build on this. I had people when my mom was like ready to just blow the team up. I'm like, let's calm down. Like,
Yeah.
Not
We
that
haven't
old,
been-
dude.
Shout out
We-
moms.
yeah, we haven't been to the playoffs in 8 years. Like,
Yeah. This
My
is
Yeah.
mom
here.
was pissed. Broncos lost. Jim Nance and Tony Romo on the call, and the next game was on Fox. So Tom Brady's on the Fox.
So that was a rough stretch
That was-
if you're a
that's
football
rough.
fan.
I've been doing this for years, guys. Sometimes I don't hear the criticism for some. I just get it on Twitter, and then I see the clips of people posting stuff. I've been on mute mode, dude. I've been muting the games. Honestly, just mute them and watch them. Put my headphones in and be able to just like do whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I listen to the sports betting show, radio station out in Vegas. So I'll listen to them talking about the game from a
That's
betting
valid.
point of view and looking at the numbers. I do a lot of betting, so that's kind of my thing. I kind of mute it, dude. I don't even listen sometimes.
Might
I
have
really
to do
don't.
that with a Jim Nance, Tony Romo call. There are a lot of good like
Or I'll get
broadcast
fucked up.
teams.
I'll
that
get
are like-
shit faced at my house, and I'll broadcast the game, and make it fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
Like,
it's
I
better- it's
like
better
a
that
good-
way.
I like a good Joe Buck, Troy Aikman. Those guys are good.
They crush. Yeah, you can tell they're veterans. Like they've
Yeah.
been in the booth together. for a while.
Kevin Harlan, whoever he does the games with.
I think he's with
good.
Olsen. Is he with Olsen? I like Greg
No,
Olsen.
Greg Olsen was with Kevin Burkhardt.
Burkhardt.
That Brady should.
They crushed it,
Greg
dude.
Olsen,
They crushed it. That Super Bowl, but when Olsen called the KC and Philly Super Bowl, bro, elite.
Dude, Greg
It was.
Olsen.
He's the man.
He is like in his prime.
And
Like he
yeah.
is great.
His timing and rhythm and how he illustrates, but doesn't like, oh my gosh, like this. Like Tony Romo, every play is the best play in history.
Yeah,
Yeah,
calm,
I'm like, come on.
calm down.
It was a third down swing pass. You know what I mean? The precision you have to have in order to be that quarterback.
I don't know why CBS
Why
wants
are
to
you
keep
yelling
Romo
at
and
me?
Nance as their 18. Like
And I'm not even a Nance
nothing,
guy.
nothing really against Nance. He's all right, but like Ian Eagle, Kevin Harlan, you got both of those guys. Those guys are
I think Nance is
Scores.
just tired of Tony Romo.
Yeah.
That's what makes him worse.
those guys
Because
are way
sometimes,
better
dude,
than Nance.
Jim Nance is just like, whatever. But he'll say something crazy, and Jim Nance is just like, yeah.
He only has that job because Al Michaels got old. That's it.
Well, Al Michaels is with. He's
He
still
used
all
to
right
be with
Amazon.
CBS,
Yeah, then he did Sunday Night.
right?
On NBC.
And you know,
I like Mike Tirico.
from like
And
way back
unfortunately-
in the day.
Rico's pretty good.
Unfortunately, he's got Chris Collinsworth. And
Yeah.
That guy sucks. But
And
Tirico.
Drew Brees is awful.
He's not that good.
Yeah, he was off. He did Notre Dame games, and they like booted him off the broadcast like halfway through and replaced him with a lacrosse player.
He's good. He's good if you put him just
Dude,
like
we need to get-
chatting it up
who-
about sports.
who are the guys
He's
that
not
do-
the greatest on.
Yeah.
the
The
commentary.
ESPN's got a couple of guys. They do college games. It's like Mark Jones and Roddy something. Those guys are good.
They got Mike Golick too that I like when he calls games
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
from Golick. He's
I don't know. There's
Golden Dome.
there's plenty of good like
Played for
Like-
the Eagles.
play-by-play teams and broadcast teams,
Totally.
but they're not putting.
I wonder
good
why what's
people.
his name isn't Gus Johnson isn't doing NFL games.
That would be electric.
I think he's done like one like wild card game for like the Nickelodeon game.
Yeah.
Like 3 years ago. Other than that, I'm like, I'd rather listen to this guy than Tony Romo.
I think get Noah Eagle in there as well.
Yeah.
That's one case of nepotism
like-
where you're like,
I'm
all
okay
right,
with
that's
it.
okay.
Yeah, because he's the man. I
He's
like
doing
him a
good.
lot.
Like,
He talks betting. He's like, so that field goal might come back. I'm like, I know what you're talking about. You're not saying it because you got to be PG, but I know you're talking about that point spread, Mister No Eagle. I know you're talking about. You got the FanDuel book open on your phone.
he was calling basketball during the Olympics too. Like
He was.
crushing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
He was doing basketball.
Yeah.
That was
So-
really good. He did a lot of the women's games. They were solid.
I don't.
You want to play the
But
Clip
we-
HG?
Yeah. Well, we're getting a little off topic. We'll
That's
bring it back to Buffalo.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Internet is ruthless, dude.
Yeah.
It's ruthless, man.
That's I think big areas of the Broncos. I want to get like another guy alongside Cortland Sutton because you got like that.
Yeah.
Like Cortland Sutton has like some of the best
We'll see
catches.
what year two Franklin will be.
Yeah, he had a big
There's
drop.
going to be some maybe
On
a
third
sophomore
down.
slump for a couple guys, but some guys
Dude, he
step up.
had a big drop on third down. It just that was really frustrating. It hit him like right in the hands. It wasn't even that tough of a catch.
Yeah.
You're like finally catch the long touchdown, and then we drop this easy third down, routine pitch and catch. Will Lutz missing that field goal. That I think that's the big difference where it got away from us. Is it's
Because then they gave them, it was a 10-point swing because they scored a touchdown when they got the ball. You know,
no, they came out and only kicked the field goal, but I think at that point,
I thought they scored a touchdown.
no. So it was still like 13-7. You're like,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, that's right.
maybe you got a shot, and then we get into like 3rd and 8 again. Like we were in 3rd and long pretty much all game,
Yeah,
which was also really bad because we couldn't run the freaking football.
right.
Bo Nix again our leading rusher. That's got to change.
Yeah,
like this
that's-
cannot.
So
We-
many
it's
penalties
happened.
on second down too. I was like,
Yeah.
man,
Dude, well, we won the penalty battle. The Bills had had more penalties than us, but we
Yeah.
just weren't able to capitalize on that. Yeah, we Bo Nix has been our leading rusher in far too many games this season, and it feels like every loss. That's something I'm bringing up about the Broncos is
That's why
No,
it's
run
like,
game.
why, what do you
Bo
really
Nix was our
lose in
leading
Denver
rusher.
with these guys?
Yeah.
And just taking a chance on someone else. 'Cause
I think Sean Payton needs to get back into the lab or bring in like a new OC to help him with the
with the
Yeah.
run game.
with the run game. Like I like what he's got going in the passing game when Nix gets in the rhythm and gets going. Like he can really rip it. It's just we can't run the football. Stuff can it gets a little
Gotta
sketchy.
use the run game to develop.
Yeah.
And develop play action passing. A lot of the teams that are really good right now are just playing power football too.
Like we kind of have to use our
Just
short
running-
passing game as a
running
running
down
game.
your throat.
That's
Even the Packers, like some of their best plays last night, lost, but Josh Jacobs made top plays running through 6 guys when he had like a 20-yard run to the goal line.
exactly. Yeah. All in all, I gotta say, if you're a Broncos fan, be happy we were able to keep it as close as we were for a while. And that we didn't just get blown out right out of the get go. That we hung in there for a little bit at least. But I mean, we ran into a wood chipper of a team like
Yeah.
Buffalo. They've got Super Bowl aspirations. They've been
I
here
got a
before.
ticket on them to go to the Super Bowl, dude.
They got
I
their
got-
eyes on like
I got a
Kansas City.
7-1 and I got a 5-1.
They got eyes on Kansas City and Baltimore. It's it's ultimately I think it's coming down to one of those three. And the way Buffalo was able to run that football and control the line of scrimmage bodes well for them to go to the Super Bowl. We'll see how
Yeah.
how they play against.
Well, yeah, we'll get into more
Against
future because
Baltimore
we
because-
got I think that's the representative in the Super Bowl.
Whoever comes out of that
Whoever
one,
comes
yeah.
out of that one, man,
That's
because they're going to be battle tested. Chiefs kind of coming in soft. I don't think any of these teams are going to fear the Chiefs coming in.
yeah.
Whoever wins this game next week.
Yeah, I'm a little. I still think Kansas City will win, but when we get to some more future matchups, I'm going to go over how I think the Texans could potentially pull an upset.
Are they the one?
It's the Texans are
The
going.
Texans
to Kansas
are going to
City.
KC. Okay.
Yeah, and then Chiefs and
One
Bills and Ravens are playing
Yeah,
each other.
that's right. Yeah, cool, awesome.
Bills, though, we won't get too off topic. They got some good defensive lines to go up against. Like all 3 of their potential future matchups have some pretty good pass rushers and run stoppers.
Yeah.
So
Ravens
This
are
is
like a
gonna
top
be
5 rush defense all year.
they got Matt Ike.
That
Chiefs
pass-
got Chris
I like
Jones.
Madubuike.
Texans got Daniil Hunter. Will
He's more of an
Anderson.
edge. Yeah, those guys are edge rushers. Yeah.
Well, Derek Barnett's been making some plays
Yeah,
late in the
Barnett.
year. Sir, I'm very optimistic about the Broncos' future, though.
Yeah.
So I don't feel that bad about this playoff loss. It was just nice that we made it. This is probably gonna happen. You gonna play Buffalo? We only gave up 31. That's not too bad.
That's honestly,
Hey, you played pretty good.
that's not bad.
Played pretty good, dude.
We made them nervous for a while. Like you could tell, like the
First
fans
half,
were
they
a little.
There was a little.
They were
frustration.
anxious.
You
It's
took the
Bills
air out of the
offense.
building early.
Yeah.
And then they kicked a field goal, and I was like, oh, not so loud from that Bills Mafia. You could hear some tables breaking in the background.
So
Yeah.
biggest,
Frustration from the Bills offense.
And,
Biggest
then
thing I
they
think-
came out and leaned on you, and I was like, oh, they can't stop.
biggest thing I think we gotta take
James
for
Cook
this.
went off.
Yeah, we need a
Like
new,
the most mid running back, too. Like,
yeah, we need a new running back. I think we should keep Cortland Sutton because he's a great possession catch guy, and him and Bo Nix has developed good chemistry.
Yeah.
We just need like another guy alongside of him, being real honestly got number 2, maybe number 1. Get a tight end on there, and then some more beef on defense.
yeah.
Because we want to go back to the playoffs. We don't want to get just
AFC,
all over.
pretty good, man. It's going to be
Yeah.
a gauntlet next year for sure.
So we need some sides on there to be able to, not just get bowled over next time we get to the playoffs. Because
And every year's different, dude.
the league's really
It's
starting to shift
wild
back
how-
towards being like a run first type of league
Love it.
where you gotta
Yeah.
be able to run the ball.
Physicality at the point of attack. That's the only place where these refs are going to let you play, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I
Give
mean?
your
Like at the
confidence
point of
back
attack with
when-
the ball, like in open space, you can't be physical no more. Point of attack, I mean, they were mugging the Packers wide receivers yesterday, and I wasn't getting nothing. So I mean,
Exactly.
I'm like, okay, bring it back.
Let's go over there, Jimmy. Let's let you
Want to slide over to
talk
Philly?
some Packers.
We're
What happened in the
disappointed.
Eagles game.
Disappointed.
Give you the floor here.
Disappointed. I was kind of optimistic leading into it because I'm like, hey, it's a new season. You're playing with house money. You know what I mean? You're going into Philly. You got a week of practice. You held out some guys in the last game of the season to be prepared for this game. And then we come out and we win the toss. We don't defer. We take the ball. And then 8 yards into the end zone, he catches it at the logo and decides to return it. Decent return. One problem, he fumbles.
It really seemed like
If you want the ball, I'm okay with that. But take the ball, kneel it, start at the 30.
Yeah.
And start with some positive freaking momentum.
they seemed like they wanted to try to send a message early, and it just backfired.
Backfired.
The Eagles did the same thing. He got popped.
Yeah. And
He got
I'm
smacked.
like, and regardless of whatever the review outcome was, people are like, oh, Packers guys are. I don't care. Why fumble? Don't put yourself in a position to have that call made against you. Start the ball at the 30, jump it, and just see what you got. We decided to go empty, and when we went empty, they couldn't stop that outside short beam, and we just stopped doing it. It was a 5-yard pitch and catch the whole way down the field, but we just stopped taking it.
Yeah.
Tried to get cute. Didn't establish any identity in any phase of the game. I think Matt LaFleur gets ahead of himself. He's on the hot seat as far as Packers fans. So you can't have. I mean, there's all these saber metrics that people use, like EPA per play, DVOA now for fucking all these super analysts on TV. They're like, oh, the Packers offense is top 5. I don't trust Matt LaFleur in a big game calling plays when you have a team that has shown when you're just playing free and loose, pretty electric offense. When you because they said end of last year, midway point, they took the handcuffs off of Jordan and said, you go do it. And he did it. When we came into this year, oh, we got that from last. Oh, we can do all this extra stuff now. This guy can process at this level. Okay, cool. We're going to throw we're going to throw the kitchen sink at him. Well, I think trying to throw the kitchen sink at somebody, you overanalyzed it. I don't care about numbers. Numbers don't reflect, in-game results, dude. You just didn't look good. So why in the playoffs were you going to come out in a road game and do exactly what didn't work in the regular season?
I don't know.
We didn't throw any part of the playbook out and be like, this didn't work. We're not even going to use that. We're in jumbo bunch trying to do all this run game crap. Get Josh Jacobs downhill. They can play one defense and stop this. Play 8 across, line up, and hit these guys in the mouth. I said it pre-show. Why isn't Tucker Kraft on 3rd and 2 just sprinting out Y option on a 5'9" linebacker, Zach Bond? Hey, I give credit to Zach Bond stopping the run. He is an absolute Ninja Turtle linebacker that you can just get him running one-on-one with somebody. Big tight end target. He's not going to jump with him. He's not going to be able to jump with him. We don't. It's Jimmy's and Joe's, not X's and O's. Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.
If you have guys that can take, Slay goes out with a groin injury. He's grabbing his groin on the field. He's playing in face, so he's not leaving 10 yards away from the line of scrimmage because they're rolling coverage of the same. Why aren't you putting him in motion? If you're going to put somebody, put him in motion. Make him run with somebody.
Exactly.
Nope. Not one play.
It was just Jaden Reed.
He's off the field. I think they attacked Isaiah Rodgers, his backup, a lot.
Not even once, brother.
He did one-on-one coverage
A
so
lot,
many
man.
times.
And whatever Wicks was doing in the end zone when he had Slade, he beat him off the line of scrimmage. He had 3 steps on him. He didn't even attack the football. He just let Slade, just let it fall into his hands.
That was
Had his hands down.
The easiest interception.
I said, buddy, why aren't you go jump? It's a touchdown. Nobody wanted to make a play for nobody.
What's really tough about this one is Jalen Hurts did not play good.
Our defense showed up.
Your defense was.
It was 10-3, and I knew the game was over, Mercury.
That's rough.
It was 10-3, and I said, I know, Matt LaFleur, we're going to come out. It's going to be this wing option crap instead of just running the ball with Josh Jacobs. And then when we did run the ball with Josh Jacobs, it was always like very predictable where it was like, well, it's 2nd and 12. They're not going to pass. So now we're going to run into a 9-man front. Not going to work. No identity.
Yeah, look, get this, Jimmy. The Eagles were 2 for 11
Right.
on 3rd down.
We killed it.
You got your defense got them
So
off
many
the field.
opportunities.
Yeah.
Like that was the game.
We scored 3 touchdowns. Game's over early.
Exactly.
I mean, like the game. I mean, if it's 21-10 going into the 4th quarter with the way that the Eagles offense that you just mentioned, game's over.
Hurts was he looked rusty. You could tell this guy missed almost a month of football.
Yeah.
He'd coming off the concussion.
You let him off
practice
the
a
hook.
lot. That should have been a huge area to take advantage of there.
They ran so many screen passes. The Eagles.
Like Saquon really had to fight for every yard. There was not a lot of explosive runs.
His
From
biggest run was at the very end of the game when he slid. That was like the biggest gap that I think he actually got against you guys.
He had a long of 17.
Yeah, that's just.
And that was literally it then. That his longest run was the play slid.
The Eagles
He got a
were
first down and then slid.
the Eagles were afraid to pass the ball. I mean, multiple 3rd and long situations. It was like handoffs, the quarterback run, handoff, you screen pass, check down. They didn't let Hurts throw the ball down the field at all. I mean,
Like props to the defense, but
Dude, and we're out there again running Carrington Valentine 1-on-1 with A.J. Brown. He's a 7th round rookie.
shut him down. Only 1 catch for 10 yards on A.J. Brown.
Edgerrin Cooper was all. I'm going to send an email, Mercury, I swear to God. If Edgerrin Cooper isn't just your spy linebacker, see ball, hit ball. If he's not just like your quintessential Fred, Warren, and my boy up in Seattle with all those Legion of Boom teams, Bobby Wagner. If he's just not your middle guy, and yeah, he's on Washington now. If he's not your like where it opens up and you have a free rush lane, there's nobody coming across him. Go hit the quarterback or go hit the running back. If he's that, I am done. Absolutely freaking done with having these guys show blitz and then drop out and then have them running around both sides of the freaking field going back. I'm done with it. You're chasing the football. Come downhill to the football. I'm done with it, Mercury. I really am, dude. We're trying to get cute, and I'm like, we have a brand new deal. We have 5 guys who are 6th round picks or later on our defense starting right now.
Yeah, that's
3 undrafted. Carl Brooks is an undrafted rookie free agent playing in Kenny Clark's spot, making $97 million.
Xavier McKinney, another very young player.
Yeah.
That's the one on the defense coaching guys on the sideline.
Yeah.
After the play happens.
And he's 25 years old.
That's their veteran on defense.
I know.
In the secondary
Right.
now.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, we're the youngest team in football. We are the youngest team in football.
Do you guys even have a dude over 28?
Not on offense.
Yeah, I don't think you do.
Not on offense.
That's
Jordan,
crazy.
Jordan Love is our second oldest offensive player on our team on offense, and he's 26.
Just Jacobs the oldest? Or-
Yeah, Jacobs is now the oldest. Yeah.
That's nice.
And late in the game too. Once there was a really short moment there when Jaden Reed had 4 catches in 1 drive, I think.
Yeah.
And then he got injured. And then it was
Yeah.
like, you guys are putting
Romeo Dobbs goes down. What do you know?
Melton at receiver. He's a gunner on punt. It got so thin for you guys
It
late
did.
in that game too. It's like
And what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? But there's no bro. Like these
Well,
guys played last year.
Yeah.
Bo Melton was our first 100-yard receiver last season. He caught a playoff touchdown. Bo Melton was
That's
playing
right.
over Jaden
You
freaking
gotta
Reed
step up.
to start the year last year.
Gotta step up.
Nobody knew who Jaden Reed was until like week 7 last season. You know what
That's
I mean?
true.
2nd round draft pick from Michigan State.
I thought Love got he was inaccurate at bad
Bad times. Yeah.
I mean, he's
And Bond, right, just Took it, read him like a book, dude, on that drop.
Telegraphed the
Tele-
easy interception. For
That was the
Ball.
one that really. The other one, the game's basically over. You got to make a play. You're throwing it deep in the end.
Well, then his first pick though,
That was unbelievable.
It got-
You got to jump.
Yeah, I think
You got to jump for that ball in the end zone.
Love. That was like the
He's
first.
giving you a shot.
That was like the first time I've seen like an underthrow where it gave the defender a huge chance at the ball.
It landed right.
He dropped it in a bucket. It was just to the wrong guy.
Yeah, like it looked like he threw that.
He put a
very
70-yard
slay.
dot on him, and the guy just decided not to make a play on him.
And then it was that 4th and 5.
Bro, his hands. You watch the bro. He's running into the end zone with his hands down.
The 4th and 5 where he put too much air on it and carried Heath out.
Out of bounds. That was tough.
That was a rough one too. I was like, oh man. Yeah, like
But that's just a par for the course for the game at that point.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like it's 22-10 with 3 minutes left. Like, what are you
I
gonna do?
think his confidence really got
Yeah.
shaken. You know that guy that works at Home Depot that looks like the Walmart version of Jordan
Yeah,
Love?
that's-
That too
I
was
know.
actually up there.
I saw the things. It was like
Player.
it was like the Jordan Love in the back of the mystery mobile, and they're taking the mask, and it's Dak Prescott.
Oh,
That's tough. Yeah.
So they call that guy I see like Jordan like I call him Jerry the Hate. I think
Yeah.
that's the
It was tough out there for Jordan, man. And I said it. I'm kind of crazy for saying it, but I was like, dude, just play Malik second half. Because we just play a completely different. We go 8 across on the offensive line and run spinner action and get Tucker Kraft and Jaden Reed on the edges 1-on-1 with linebackers. We make that safety come down in the box so they can't play 2 shell zone. It's covered 2 soft shell, and we're not even trying to run a physical downhill running game. We're trying to be this finesse team and get all cute and pretty with all of our jet motion with Jaden Reed. That means absolutely nothing. Because they're just going to come down and smack you in the mouth. There's nothing you can do about it.
more total yards. You guys had more first downs than them, and you had less possession time by about a minute.
Yeah. It's just bad football there.
4 turnovers.
Matt
turnovers.
LaFleur's on a hot seat. Goody's not playing. We got $40 million coming off his salary cap. We're one of, lenient salary cap stricken teams in football, and we have basically no free agents. It's just basically all depth guys. And you pointed out our depth, caveman. I don't see why none of that's replaceable. Bo Melton, why can't we replace that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no kidd's true.
Malik Heath, he's an undrafted free. We didn't even draft him. You know what I mean?
Do you think it might be time to move on from Jair?
I would trade Jair.
Yeah.
I would trade.
He's
Carrington
not-
Valentine showed that, hey man, I can hang out here.
He's just not available. He's always hurt, dude.
That's it. The
Right.
best ability is availability, dude. I love him when he's playing. When he's healthy and motivated, I mean, he can take down an entire passing game by himself. He played that Houston Texans game. He played 4 positions in the secondary.
Yeah.
He played inside, outside.
Dude's
He played.
elite when he's healthy.
He played dime safety, and he's coming down, getting a pick.
But when you're averaging 6 games a season,
Right, you're not gonna be. Yeah.
you're not really that helpful to your team.
Right. He just likes to play. He tries to play, and it just hurts him in the long run. He gets nicked up, and it's like, I'll play through it. Like, bro, take the week. We're playing the Bears. You know what I mean? Like, we're playing NFC North this year was tough. Every year's different. We'll see if these teams are going to keep it up. Every year is kind of crazy, so you just don't know injuries and how schedules break down, who's playing who. It's all different. You can't take clearly you can't take anything from last year to this year. You know what I mean? Because the Packers going into the playoffs last year to this year, night and day.
They kind of in there.
Why we didn't just going with our hair on fire. I have no idea. I think that's coaching.
Couple losses in a row.
Yeah.
Getting injured.
You're in between with the in the Bear game, half your guys are playing, half your guys are sitting. Just sit everybody or start everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah, what's the point of even doing that?
Yeah.
All right, trying to mess with this cord. The audio keeps going in and out of mine.
You guys definitely, your offense missed Christian Watson too.
Yeah.
He's really important for that offense.
He's-
Even if he doesn't do a lot, just his ability to take the top off. they were showing a stat like your team's offense is like first in yards per route and like explosive route rate, and then that like drops to like 16, 17 in those categories with them off the field. Like he just makes a huge difference in how explosive and dangerous that offense can be. Yeah. The bad time frame.
I saw a couple Packers insiders. They were like, "Oh, this is going to be the first year that you're going to see the Packers draft a wide receiver in the first round." And I'm like, "But clearly, we're going to be drafting an offensive line in the first."
Yeah, probably.
Elton Jenkins goes down early in that game. He's been our stalwart. He plays like 3 positions on the line. He's our backup, center who also looks like blew his knee out. So we're down Myers. So it's like we're down 2 offensive linemen starting. And our the people that came in, tough. Got called for 3 holding plays immediately. You know what I mean? Killed drives. You're starting at 1st and 20, 2nd and 18. Like, there's nothing you can do. And then you're already down wide receivers. It was a tough game to watch, man. Felt bad for the boys. We're definitely, I think, projecting Nostradamus. Jimmy covers. Got to go offensive line. And then target somebody. Got to target some. That's something we like to do in bunches. So we'll go like 2nd, 3rd, 4th round for something like that. We'll probably draft 2 there, if I had to imagine. But it's just we're just too thin at too many spots. Too many guys on defense do absolutely nothing. Kenny Clark is probably gone. He's way too old. He got replaced. His snaps got taken literally almost immediately in that game by Carl Brooks, who's an undrafted guy. And he's making $97 million. You're probably going to be gone. Thank you for everything that you've done, Kenny Clark. You're prime. You're 37. You're holding us back. That's the oldest guy on our team now.
Just like, give him a salute. Salute the service.
All pro. I mean, you did it, everything. I mean, he's got multiple contracts for us. Next guy up.
Honorably discharged from the Packers.
Next guy up, dude. Trade Jair. Get what you can for him. I'd probably take a 5th, and I'd probably take 2 5ths for Jair Alexander.
I
mean, because he's a soul. I mean, if he's not playing, nobody's going to give up a whole lot. Plus, he's on a super contract. I mean, he signed a deal a couple of years ago, like the most money for a DB in the NFL. So it's like, you're not going to give up a whole lot of compensation. But I'll give up I'll take a couple 5ths for Jair and get that cap relief. Like, you have to eat the bag. Another team eat the contract. Okay, give me a couple 5ths. I'm good. We turn 5th rounders into,
team like the Packers, that's really good.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
I can see it want like a playoff team going after him. Definitely. They definitely would be willing to, if they need somebody in their secondary. Definitely.
Maybe the Chargers for next year.
Use a guy like that.
They definitely. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't think he'll go anywhere in the NFC. We don't do that.
Well, we can talk Chargers, Texans. I did just have one more note here on the Eagles. Looking like a really great team. Definitely, I think the front runner for the Super Bowl out of the NFC. But their Achilles heel, man, is that drop back passing game. It was a big problem for them all season.
Yeah.
And we saw it. It didn't really cost them because their defense dominated, and Green Bay just really struggled, was trying to be too creative. And then, meanwhile, the Eagles were just trying to keep it simple, which sometimes that's just what you got to do in the playoffs, just keep it simple.
KISS, man.
I'm just not super confident. If the run's not working and Jalen Hurts has got to throw the ball a lot, you're getting scored on. What happens if you run into Detroit? Your defense is good, but Detroit's still going to probably give you 3-4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
They're going to have to.
Where do the Eagles go to?
They're going to host the winner of the Rams Vikings game. Minnesota, I think it's probably going to be the Rams.
If they play the Rams, Kyler. Oh man, that could be.
It's a different team than what they played, in the regular season.
Yeah.
Like Matt Stafford, they've been here before.
Right. They're not gonna be coming in gun shy.
You're probably gonna have to get into a quarterback duel with Matt Stafford.
They'll make it a quarterback duel.
Oh,
there's nothing you can run. You play that soft 2 shell with Matt Stafford. Kyron Williams gonna have 250 on there in all-purpose yards.
Right. Like McVay, Stafford and those weapons they got on offense. Like I think that can just be enough for the Rams, and like that's like Hurts is gonna have to be able to drop back and throw the football with some success. But not average 6.2 yards per pass. He's gonna have to be able to throw it down the field a little bit, and you just can't just lean on Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he was just rusty, and he'll get it going. And this was a good game. Like they got lucky; they had a game where he could shake off the rust. But that's the biggest thing that concerns me is what's going to happen in that drop back pass. Because
They just don't have easy passes that they set up for their guys.
No.
Like Detroit, whenever they want, they can get 8 yards with Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
Even the Commanders with Scary Terry, they get some easy slant route opportunities wide on one-on-one on the outside. They're just so easy. It's like I don't see the Philadelphia Eagles really.
Well, I like what the Commanders do is they use the threat of Jaden's legs to open people. Like they'll get him moving, and like suck the defense in because you're like, oh, he's going to take off, and then something easy opens up right behind all that, and he just tosses it over. The Eagles need to do something like that because Hurts is still a threat with his legs. I think like let's just like get him moving, get some bootlegs, do it like a little bit with the Broncos. Something that the Broncos even do with Bo, where they kind of like roll the whole pocket to one side of the field, and we can do something like that.
That's the breaking news bell coming out of ESPN.
What do we got?
Breaking news. Mike McCarthy out as Dallas Cowboys head coach.
Wow.
It is
okay.
It is over after sides were unable to agree to a new deal.
Okay.
Per Adam Schefter.
He didn't get fired per
He
se.
gone.
So he didn't really get fired. They just didn't resign.
Which everybody said, excuse me, like I remember people saying like week 2, week 3, like when the Cowboys were a dumpster fire, it was kind of like obvious that the season wasn't going to go well. I think that, well, he's a free agent coach. Like that's never so. Like Jerry's obviously just not going to give him another contract, so he'll just be out. And they were like, no, well, that's never happened before. And people were like, there's a first time for everything. Like, he's going.
Right.
Yeah.
It didn't really make sense to fire him when you can just not
Let him.
Yeah. All right. Well, that leaves a coaching void there.
That's
Dallas. That's our 7th coach.
I think that's what we talked about earlier, about 6, 7.
Yeah.
Unless there's another surprise after the play, like say the Bills lose to the Ravens. I mean, is Sean McDermott really safe? Is Mike Tom? I mean,
Mike
really,
Tomlin
is Mike
could
Tom? That's another one.
Good.
You know.
Like I was telling you guys before the show, like the last time Mike Tomlin won a playoff game, Dan Quinn. Since that time, Dan Quinn has took the Falcons to the Super Bowl, got fired by the Falcons, was D coordinator over in Dallas for 3 seasons, then got the head coaching job for the Commanders, and then took the Commanders to the playoffs and won the playoff game. That's the last time Mike Tomlin. Like all that's happened in the time span since Mike Tomlin's last playoff win.
Dan Quinn is like the Mike Tomlin of Dan Campbell's.
A little bit, yeah.
He's kind of like he's like. I mean, I really don't know. You know what I mean? Like Dan Campbell, not a football player, just a football guy. Shout out football guys. But like, I mean, like he's a defensive guy. Like, I don't know. Like he's kind of like. So is Mike Tomlin special teams defense? Play DB. I'm like, all right. I see Dan Campbell coach. He's just so like nonchalant on the sidelines. Like his hat was backwards at one point with the headphones on.
I don't think he does a whole lot of play.
I don't think he really gives a shit, and he's just like watches every. He's like the chaperone when the kids go to like Chuck E. Cheese or something.
You're talking about Dan Quinn or Dan Campbell?
I mean, both.
Both, okay.
You know, I mean, they're the same person.
Dan.
You know, like Mike Tomlin, he's just out there just like moping around like a sad dog in the rain, dude. Like, what's this?
SpongeBob.
What are you doing? Like, we gotta like, I don't know. Yeah. Like Sirianni.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're gonna convince ourselves that like coaching is this like thing. I'm like, bro, like I could do what Sirianni's doing.
Those guys are just getting the players fired up.
Could you try again?
And then,
Shut up.
and then not messing up the, and then just not messing up your time management situations. That's what their job really is.
Right.
Tell them like,
Right.
maybe making some personnel decisions, but
hey, I want this. Hey, it's third down. Hey, how about we,
Right.
like you're not, you're the guy calling timeouts, doing the interviews. Like some of the, like, there's some coaches, dude, like at least Matt LaFleur, like, he's fired up. He like at least he calls his own plays. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, it's a little bit different with some of those guys. Shanahan, McVay, they just have a different aura about them. Stefanski, O'Connell.
Well,
call their own
Shanahan
play.
may also call their own plays.
That's what I said.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like you see them, it's just a different aura with them on the sideline.
They're
You know what I mean?
Sean
Where they're, like,
Payton's
locked into
massive
the
play
game.
card. It's like an 11-by-17.
Sean Payton calls his own plays.
11-by-17 laminated play card.
There are some
Andy Reid.
there are some
That's insane.
defensive minded coaches that call like their own, like they call like the defensive plays and that type of stuff too.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to, I can't really think of the examples. But
Yeah.
yeah, then you got those guys. I see what you're saying.
They're just
on the
kindergarten. They're just a kindergarten. They escort you to
the chaperone.
They're the chaperone.
They're just making sure you don't burn it down.
Yeah.
Like it's-
Yeah. If a kid falls off the monkey bars, we call an ambulance for him.
Sometimes that's what the team. That's just
That's
all
what the boys
team
needs.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong way. I'm not bad. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
just
that's
how
why
all
it
these coaching jobs
That's just
open
how
up.
it is.
Just how it is. And then these jobs open up. Like, oh my gosh, who are they going to hire? Like probably some schlub who's going to stand on the sideline. You know what I mean? Like,
Or
who's
his-
out there?
Or his coordinator.
What are we talking about? Mike
They're either
McCarthy?
gonna hire the coach or his coordinator.
Who do we think's filling that
That's it.
Dallas void?
Oh, jeez, dude.
Dion?
That wouldn't even be the craziest thing to me. I still feel like it's going to be an NFL coach, though.
I think Jerry's going to have to make a
I
splash.
think Jerry's going to probably want to hire a white guy. That's for real.
Let's just be honest.
Probably.
I'm just saying. It's
Yeah.
Jerry.
Yeah.
There's some pretty damning pictures of Jerry out there.
Oh, dude. Yeah, from his Ole Miss days? Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he was one of the students that was, like, legit.
If you're Dallas, do you want an
Tough,
offensive-minded guy or a
very,
defensive-minded guy?
Has there ever been a black head coach in Dallas?
Oh,
I think
think
there's.
so.
I mean, they hired Dave Campo when I was a kid. You guys have no idea. Like, that was, like, all
They had-
Cowboys
what
era.
was his, like,
Quincy Carter, baby.
that Tom, was it Tom Landry in the 70s?
Tom Landry, white
Jimmy
guy.
Johnson for all those years.
White. I mean, Jimmy Johnson. He wasn't your normal. He coached in Miami. There was a little. He's a
Yeah.
trailer park kid. There's a little something different about Jimmy Johnson now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he let Jason Garrett stick around way longer than anybody
Right.
should.
Anybody should. That guy was a joke.
And the guy that was like McCarthy after that.
Yeah.
So
Nope.
it's wild.
Not even like an interim. That's what I mean. Like, Dion going there. I mean, he kind of knows him. That.
'Cause,
Play
I mean,
True.
he's a business guy first.
No, and Jerry will probably hire Doug Peterson or something.
Yeah. Something.
You know what I mean?
That's probably who they're gonna hire.
All these
They're
like
gonna hire Doug Peterson. That's probably.
Bears are hiring Ron Rivera, so I don't feel bad for him.
That also could be. who
Buddy,
they hire.
he's on his second interview. He's done like 2 interviews.
Oh, seriously?
Oh, he's gonna. Chicago. There's me and there's like a couple other guys. There was Dave Kaplan. He's like, we don't deserve to have a good head coach. We're gonna hire Ron Rivera because our ownership is comfortable with him, and he used to play for us, and he's a defensive minded coach.
sounds
That's
about
what's
right.
going to that.
Yeah, I can see. I see it. Doug Peterson goes to the Cowboys.
Ben
Ron
Johnson
Rivera.
maybe to the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's just too fresh and exciting and full of potential.
That's true. I could see him going to the Raiders too. Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
I could see him going to the Raiders for sure.
Jerry's just gonna hire. I don't think he's not gonna hire some like young, up and coming type of coordinator.
Maybe Kellen
coach
Moore?
guy. Kellen Moore already worked there.
Yeah.
Dude, they're gonna like hire like Vic Fangio and Doug Peterson. Let's be. So
Oh my God.
Who's the Colts guy? He might get fired too.
Uh.
Steichen.
Oh, Steichen. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I mean that Irsay came out like 15 minutes after that clock went zero, less than a quarter. Came out and was like, "We're running it back, baby.
he's sticking it. Yeah, I think Steichen will be good for another season.
We're loading the machine with another clip, and we're gonna, which is 10,000 for everybody out there.
That's
Clip is
just-
10,000.
as many people that can stay away from the Saints as possible. Like, everybody that I don't want the Saints to hire, just get hired.
Who do you
So
want,
there's
Caveman?
less chance.
Yeah, Caveman has a job
Honestly,
opening.
I want Aaron Glenn.
There you go.
I want Aaron Glenn.
That'd be a safe hire, I think.
because we got our offensive guy.
And yeah, because
We-
yeah, right.
We've
That's a good
interviewed
point.
Aaron Glenn twice already, I think, too.
You have.
So
Did you see those kids that pranked Caleb Williams and thinking Ben Johnson was going to be the Bears' next head coach?
no,
They
Yeah,
pulled it
they
off.
got like Caleb Williams' number, and they like texted him, was like, "Hey, Caleb, it's me, Ben Johnson. I just wanted to tell you before it broke in the media, I'm going to be the Bears' new head coach." And he's like, "Wait, Ben, really?" Like he was so excited.
Yeah.
He was so hyped, and then they FaceTimed him. He's like, "They're like, hey, Caleb, it's
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
Ben
You
Johnson."
see that it was a
Bunch of like
That's
knucklehead high
awesome.
schoolers.
Yeah.
that's awesome. Dude.
One guy's like, "Come to the
He was
Jets,
ready to
bro."
text the punter again.
Come to
So,
the. That's another head coaching. I mean, who did it? You know what I mean? I could see Mike McCarthy.
no, I think the Jets are going to hire.
Hey,
Rex
Aaron
Ryan.
Rodgers.
I think they're going to hire Rex Ryan.
Kind of sounds like that would just be so dumb, but
I
yeah,
don't.
it doesn't
dumb,
make
but
any
it's the
sense.
Jets,
They shouldn't
dude.
do it.
They're
so
gonna
gotta
hire
do it.
their coach before their GM, and their GM's not gonna elect the coach.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's what's gonna happen there.
They're the Jets.
They're the Jets, man.
Just like it is.
Yeah.
Just like it's.
You know what I want to bring back, dude? I want the Packers to bring back Devontae Adams.
Dude,
That's the guy that we need. Like,
last dance
bro,
type of season.
bro,
right
like,
now.
he shouldn't have left. He wanted to get away from Aaron Rodgers. Like,
Well,
I
then he just
hate-
followed him.
Follow them around.
I think he felt bad. Like, I think he owed it to him in some sort of way for leaving. To go to, dude, we offered him a 10-year, $180 million contract to stay with the Green Bay Packers and roll with, but he didn't want to roll with Jordan Love,
Wow,
and he knew that we were going to get rid of Aaron Rodgers the next season,
that's nuts.
and so that's how it's like, hey man,
I
he
don't know.
chose to go play with Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders. You got what you deserve.
He went to go
This
play
year-
with his other buddy from college.
Those guys are so codependent on each other.
They are, man.
I don't imagine that wherever
I think
Rodgers goes.
I think we're gonna bring him back into the cocoon of safety, where nobody can judge, because he went to the big time in Vegas, shat down his leg. I gotta get the F out of here. I'm gonna die. He did what? He was there for 6 games, and he's on Netflix talking about his career's over. Grass ain't always greener outside of Green Bay. I think maybe we could bring him back on the cheap. I mean, he's a free agent. He's a free agent. So it's like, hey, bro,
Denver.
calm back in.
Denver.
I think him and Cortland Sutton are too, and I'd rather have Cortland Sutton right now. I think they're too similar. Devontae's not explosive anymore.
That's
He's
true.
really just your intermediate guy.
I'm looking for like an explosive type dude.
No,
Maybe Mims
that's
could
not
be
it.
that guy, but like I don't know.
Devontae's not your dude.
Yeah,
Go
I would
get
just like,
Tyreek Hill. Just go get Tyreek.
They're
Just
they're
go get
so
Tyreek.
cryptic, though, with him. It's like
yeah.
he's out, and then his agent's all.
Yeah, 'cause he
we're
really-
at McAfee show. Like,
His agent, Rosenhaus, was like, I had to do that because they could take back all that money. His years are voidable, and he'd have to pay back his $180 million in every nickel, dude. Every nickel. So they were like, we don't want to leave anywhere. We love Mike.
I love it.
Actually, we want to stay here forever.
Like, great. Love it here.
No state tax.
Great weather.
Yeah.
Palm trees.
Yeah, you're
Come on.
tripping.
Come on.
You are tripping, Tyree. Your years are booked. His whole contract. So every year that he'd have to, if he forced his way out and did that, every nickel he has to pay that.
Kind of got a bad agent.
McAfee said that on.
He's
Rosenhaus
got
said
set
that
up
on
like
Mac.
that. All right, well, we got a couple other playoff matchups to get into, not to mention college football playoff. Let's go to a quick break. We've been going for a while. When we come back, though, a couple more blowouts in the AFC and then a down-to-the-wire thriller on the NFC side.
Best game of the week. They finished it off. Good night, Cap. We'll be right back.
Most definitely.
Stick with us.
We'll see you soon. Notre Dame in the natty. Honestly, if I mean, we're gonna get blown out and lose by fucking 4 touchdowns. But dude, sacrifice and Packers playoff win for Notre Dame. any day of the week, dude. Any day of the week. I haven't seen Green Bay or seen Notre Dame in a national championship with some positive momentum in
Right.
my whole life.
Well, last time they were in, we just got spanked by Bama, right?
2012, yeah. And that was like a hero. Like, holy shit, how did we do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We went undefeated, but our toughest competition was number 8 Stanford when they had CMC as a freshman and Andrew Luck as a senior. And
Right.
Andrew Luck went absolutely off on us. And
That
we
Baylor
won
team,
on
they
a
had-
4th down stop.
That was Derrick Henry there. Right?
No, that was Eddie Lacy. Derrick Henry was a freshman. He came to the game and played, but Eddie Lacy was the guy there.
Oh, wasn't Mark Ingram there too?
Mark Ingram was there. I think he was in the league that season. He got drafted 2011.
Oh, okay. So maybe it was just. All right. I thought there might have been 3 because I just remember, yeah, but like they just played all over you.
Oh, yeah, it was bad.
You're like, oh god.
It was bad. 4th player
Eddie
game, I
Lacy
knew it was
before he was an offensive lineman.
like because they brought in Derrick Henry. Like, bro, Eddie Lacy only had like 12 carries for like 100 yards and a touchdown. They benched him and played Derrick Henry like the rest of the game as a freshman. And I think he went off like 150.
Yeah. I remember a lot like seeing that was like the first introduction to Derrick Henry, and I was like, oh, this guy's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
This guy's gonna be.
Won a Heisman, dominated, 3-time national champion.
Yeah.
Still doing it. You know, damn near 40.
Big flag. Think of Fitzpatrick till the game.
Should have been a flag.
Like stiff arm.
Should have been you're initiating contact with the head and neck.
What no? Stiff arm him?
He fucking slapped him in the face.
I know.
So when a defender does that, and he gets called for illegal hands to the face,
true.
but an offensive player does it, that should be
Illegal
15
hands
yards.
to the face.
That
is
should
like,
be illegal.
You're like driving the head.
Letter of the law. No contact. When they say no contact with the head or neck, that's contact with the head or neck.
We've seen other guys.
Defensive
stiff arm
lineman.
people like this.
That's a stiff up. When you fucking wind up and hit somebody, Mercury, you know what I mean? Like,
It was a
He's
funny
a-
play though.
it's
it was hilarious.
yeah, it's funny,
He
but
just
it's like,
smacked him and he just keeled over.
uh-oh. Hey guys, we're back. I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
Oh,
you're right.
We're
Alright,
arguing about the
yeah.
Derrick
Alright.
Henry run
Yeah, Derrick Henry.
off the
Yeah.
break, not paying attention.
It was illegal.
to
It was illegal contact.
Was that in top place to the kid, man?
I think that
we got a
one
lot
is-
of top plays.
There's an
We're gonna get
Isaiah
to
Likely
that.
stiff arm in there as well. If I missed that play though, go and check it out, everybody, because that was a nasty stiff arm.
He just
Yeah,
it
Dallas.
wasn't
Goddard.
really even like a stiff arm. He just smacked me.
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. Yeah, like so we can throw punches if we have the ball. Okay, got it. Cool.
Yeah. All right. Well,
It's not contact.
you know what? We'll,
And
we'll,
they can fight. Let's go.
we'll keep it on that game. Ravens
I'm
Steelers.
for that.
Another bad end of the season for Pittsburgh.
Oh,
They lost 5 straight to end the year.
Yep.
Is that right? 5 straight.
5 straight.
Their only good quarter in football was the third quarter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The other 3 quarters,
Yeah.
they were just terrible. But they were good the third. Fortunately for them, they were, so far out of it. By that point, they're down 21-0 at halftime. Got it going a little bit in the fourth, but the Ravens, they scored, then the Ravens just went and punched in another touchdown to bring back up 3 scores. The last, was it 5-6 postseason games for the Steelers? I think only like one of them's been a 1-possession game. And that was against the Blake Bortles Jaguars.
Another
They've
game
lost-
you think you should win, right?
Yeah, they've lost by like 2 scores or more in their last 6-7
That's cool.
postseason games.
That's terrible.
It's real like they got like 48 dropped on them at home by Baker and the Browns, crushed by Kansas City in the wild card, blown out by Baltimore. They got blown out by Buffalo last year. Yeah. Not if you're a Steelers fan. This loss was so bad that this one Steelers fan that kept popping up on my For You page on TikTok, just screaming about how terrible his team is, and British accent. This loss was so bad. I found out this guy's not even British at all. He was doing a bit, and he was like, he was so disgusted. He's like, he outed himself as not British. He was like, this was just so embarrassing.
I've seen that guy.
That's
He
funny,
has an
man.
entire page dedicated where he acts like he's a
He's a
British
Brit?
Steelers fan.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Man. That's kind of cool. I kind of mess
It's
with that.
hilarious.
I kind of fuck with
And
that.
He finally broke though. They
This
made him
was
so
so
mad. that
bad.
He broke.
So
he
mad.
broke
Like,
character.
oh, no.
God, sold the bit because of
Oh
this.
no.
That sucks.
And
Oh,
the Steelers got run all over.
Yeah,
TJ
it was
Watt-
bad, dude.
Dude, TJ Watt hasn't recorded a stat since like mid-December.
Yeah, dude.
Just so you're,
Yeah.
just so you know
He
about that.
leads in a lot of stats, but he hasn't like added.
Oh, dude, he hasn't-
numbers in quite a
He
while.
hasn't showed up on the stat sheet, I think, since week 16,
Yeah.
something like that. Dudes just disappeared.
Tomlin gone, boys?
I think so.
I don't even
I mean, he's
know.
prime. I mean, if there's a coach that's prime to be traded for, why wouldn't the Steelers take a couple second rounds and a first rounder? Like, similar deal to Sean Payton?
I think they should try to trade him.
Bears got to do it.
Go for it, Chicago
Similar
Bears.
Saints. Come on. Rebuild
Ooh,
us,
yeah.
Mike Tomlin. Rebuild.
I
I don't know if I would want Tomlin to be
I
the
don't know.
person rebuilding you. I don't know if he's that
You would
guy.
find a way to be 10-7
I think
with Derek Carr and just
he'd
lose the
be
first
good
round.
going to a team that's not like in a huge in a
That
big
is a quarterback,
rebuild
and that
phase.
that has a quarterback.
What about Jacksonville? Tomlin.
Oh man,
That's actually
he would
Oh, that's
establish at least a culture.
because they kind of they
Dallas?
got pieces there.
Dallas, maybe?
Well, Jerry is checkered,
Jerry's Jerry.
checkered past with.
I don't know.
Jerry.
I think Jacksonville would give you some good value for Tomlin. A couple of picks, and then like what Tomlin's got there, you got a QB and T Law. You got some weapons there with receiver.
Yeah,
You got some backs. Work on the O line a little bit. Get something going with the
you're in the
defense.
AFC. It sounded like the
That's
Houston
not-
Texans ran away with it.
That's not an awfully tough division. I think that would be the best spot for Tomlin, honestly.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. That's a good point. That's a very good point, Mercury.
Trade
Very good
Steelers.
point.
If you're listening, try to trade Tomlin to the Jags.
Yeah, Steelers 720.
I think that would be a mutually beneficial.
0627.
That'd be a mutually beneficial transaction
That's
for both
interesting.
teams.
I mean, is he going to want to be the coach if they're going to move to London
Yeah, that's true.
though? You know?
He might be able to keep him in Jacksonville. Might be just what the
Dude,
Jags
you're
need.
probably not wrong in that community. It's heavily African American in Jacksonville.
Right. He
That's
might be just what
I'd
they
say.
need to stay to not get shipped
Community,
off to.
community might bond and identify.
Like they got some pieces there on defense too. I like that Andrew Cisco guy, that safety that they got
Oh
there.
yeah,
He's
Cisco.
pretty solid.
Yeah, shout out
They
to
could
Paul.
potentially go for like a Travis Hunter or
I
something
like
too.
Walker, man.
You got
He's
Travion Walker
He's a
and
good young pass rusher.
Josh Hines Allen.
Where's a weird number? 47 is his number.
I guess
And
that's
I'm
what
like,
he said.
The two edge rushers.
I'm like trying to
41,
find him one play. And,
47.
yeah, and I'm trying to find him like at the Colts game at the end of the year. And I was like, where's looking on my phone? I was like, and then just like the kid popped on film,
Yeah.
and he got like a huge tackle for a loss. And I was like, he wears like 44, 47, like a weird. I'm like, okay, like all right, like shout out, dude. Like whatever you wear for it, there's probably got to be a story there.
You got T-Law there
Weird
with
number for a pass
with
rusher.
Brian Thomas Jr. A good slot guy like Christian Kirk. Go out,
Yeah.
maybe get a
They need a running back too. I
yeah.
don't think Etienne's the guy.
Well,
I don't
big
think
teams
so.
Etienne's the guy.
Not tank.
I
think if you could boost the offensive line,
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
And then
Successful.
I still think you should bring in somebody else, but you don't have to break the bank. Maybe just like Bigsy's your power, you just need to change your base back, like more of a speed, elusive back, while Bigsy's kind of your in between the tackles,
Come on.
power guy.
Exactly. Baby, come on. I mean, they're the number one. I think they're top. Maybe you can pull it up on your laptop right there, guys. I think they're top 2 for like cap space, so they can bring in a contract. They got a lot of cap space. from what I think.
Their team is still really young. Is one thing.
They are one of the youngest teams in football too.
Yeah.
They just have
Cap wise, I think had him like top 5. I think that's when I saw like, a few months ago.
All right, man. The Wi-Fi is real slow. Here we go. Pulling it up here. Let's see what they
I
got.
want to see this because we need to see where the Saints are at, dude.
Gotcha.
This is just upsetting. Where they
It
are.
is. That's really low. Well, while we're waiting, back. Okay, here we go. Finally.
Yeah.
So we're looking for the Jags. They're down at 18.
18th in cap space.
Yeah, they got 38 million. Looks like. It's the Patriots have a ton of cash.
That's it. That's the wild card and all this. Like they could really go out.
They got
Take a splash.
125
They could
million.
be very successful again next season.
They're gonna have to conserve because they're gonna have to
Vrabel,
keep straight
baby.
man.
Yeah. Let's see. The Saints are way down here. They're at negative 61 million.
Not bad.
Look at what's the next team.
Not bad though,
number
caveman.
on
Not bad.
Minus 25 million. That's the Browns.
there. Yeah. How is it?
How are you
that's like-
40 million or more than the Browns?
Exactly.
Who are you paying?
We're paying Derek Carr mainly. That's one of our.
How
biggest
is that
deals.
a big cap hit though? And Kamara, I know you gave him money.
His-
too.
Derek Carr's deal is just stupid.
What's
That's
Cam Jordan making?
pretty friendly deal, honestly. He makes a pretty good amount of money.
Because I'm like, bro, like even the Chiefs, like they have like all pros and they're not that bad. Like, are you
That's
still
just-
paying Drew Brees
that's
and
just
Marshawn
typical.
Goldson, bro?
That's just typical Saints.
Like Michael Thomas, you're still giving like $40 million to?
I think we are to him because he played last year, so
He was on a super
not on the
contract. You
team
gave-
anymore this year, so we're taking that hit from him.
Dog, we're paying a guy that doesn't even play on their team $37 million.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson.
Oh,
And we have 54 million in
Where-
cap space.
yeah.
Where are the Packers at right now?
Packers, they're ninth. They got 63 million.
We can make a move, man. And I wonder how much when the new league year starts, when it all resets with the cap going up,
Dude.
and with Aaron Rodgers' contract coming off next season.
So they're two teams that have top 5 draft picks. They're the top 2 in cap space, Raiders and Vegas. You're a Commanders fan. Life is good. You're going to the divisional round. You have 96 million in cap space. That's the 3rd highest in the league.
They're gonna be drafting low now.
Drafting low, but
Ever.
I mean, that's
They've
all
never
right.
drafted.
Fine. That's a better place to draft defensive players or offensive linemen, anyways, which is probably what you're going to be going for.
Sure.
Anyhow,
That's true.
you
No,
got money
that's a
to
fair
make a
point.
big free agent
That's
signing.
fair.
Like-
yeah. Commanders,
Dude,
dude. Wow.
1 year
Yeah.
after Dan Snyder
yeah.
sells the team,
Magic
and
Johnson
it's-
did.
Magic
Magic
still,
Johnson. He's
he still got it.
bro. He
He's
just
still
came
got
in.
it.
The owner's like, I'm just the owner, dude. They run the team and they tell me who to sign, and we just do it. I'm like, all right, perfect. An owner who stays out of the way, who just wants to be one of the boys, just a super rich dude. Dude, he's like one of the most personable owners like in the league. Like they're like, hey man, like your stadium sucks, but you're down here in the pit with the guys like drinking beer. I'm like, all right, it's wild how just that scene changes in the front office, and it's a completely different. I even heard him talking about him still trying to bring back the old name, and that the reasons why they were, they changed the name were just it was just a bunch of farce. Like there was no lawsuit. It wasn't real, so they just did it off a reactionary, literally because of social media. And so, like the owner's been talking about trying to bring back the old Redskins name because the name was originally named after a freaking tribe, and they named the team.
I think they should.
The
still-
tribe named the team from the original owner.
That's one tribe. I think we should probably still leave it off of that.
Probably.
But
not.
but the
I
history
don't know
of
if
the
there
team,
wasn't a
they
lawsuit,
like
but there were
scrubbed.
definitely protests.
But you shouldn't have to change your name because of some protest. I'm sorry. You have a freedom of protest. I have a freedom to also do whatever I want.
Well, I think they did the right thing.
At least be able to bring the history back when the team was called that.
If you're gonna go
Yeah.
back to that, something more
We can't
tasteful than.
But as an owner, I should be able to make money off of that stuff from back then. How teams are still making money off of those old things that the Cowboys did way back in the 90s. The Redskins beat the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl, and we can't show those old clips because we can't make the money from it. I mean, as an owner, I get it. We got to have some sensibility, but I should still be able to make money off of,
Yeah.
off of merch or off of old jerseys when it was called that, or be able to bring players back who were under that banner of when we were calling the team this. I should be able to bring them back and not have to call them Commanders. This is what they were. I'm sorry if you're sensitive, or whatever the situation may be for people protesting, but literally a tribe named the team. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Well,
This is what it was in the
also how
80s and
they
90s.
do it, too. They bring back their old players and they'll say they're from this year Redskins, and then in parentheses it'll say Commanders. But they
We know what you mean.
they still do that. But I don't know. I feel like
I've heard a lot
better
of
to
complaints
change
from him talking about that stuff. So.
better to change it and just have less.
I don't think he
complaints.
changes the name. I think it was all Dan Snyder. I don't think that guy changed it. If Dan Snyder held out that last year and didn't change the name, I don't think this guy changed the name. He definitely said he wasn't.
We're getting a little off topic, guys. We
Yeah,
gotta
sorry.
go back to the playoffs here.
Jane
We're gonna-
Daniels still a dog, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't change nothing.
We'll bring it last thing I guess a little bit on this Ravens game here. That running game of Baltimore is terrifying, man. We're just gonna call 300 yards on the ground between
Pretty
Lamar
much.
and Derrick Henry.
Pretty much.
Studs.
Lamar's he's being a game manager passing the ball, and just him and Henry just tearing teams up on the ground.
They put you in a tough position, man. Who are you gonna
Well,
pick and choose,
they run a lot of that shotgun, inside zone
inside
type of
zone gap scheme.
that type of stuff. And
Two low
normally,
blocks up front, man.
most of the time when you're a defensive end, you just scrape down the line and pursue the back on backside pursuit.
Yeah.
But when Lamar Jackson's the quarterback, those guys have to stay home, and that leaves a bunch of these backside gaps that Henry can take. Oh, it's plugged up on my original gap. I'm just gonna bounce it. I'm just gonna bounce it back and kind of head to the outside. I mean, they ripped off one of their longest runs. It's just like that. Left the dude unblocked on the edge of the line, but he's watching Lamar Jackson. And by the time he realizes Lamar doesn't have the ball, Henry's already bouncing it back. And he's the second level.
They make you pick and choose, man. It's tough, dude. It's kind of a wild offense.
Henry,
Bump for him, dude.
186 on the ground. Lamar Jackson, 81 on the ground.
Yeah.
Those two dudes.
No Zay Flowers, no problem.
Yeah. Match made in heaven.
Rashad Bateman caught a touchdown in the back of the end zone.
Yeah. I think Derrick Henry went to the perfect team in the offseason. That might have been the most perfect signing of all last offseason.
Bills Ravens next week, boys.
Two teams that were just getting it done on the ground.
Sucks
Really-
it's a divisional game. In other years, it's probably a championship game.
Yeah.
I'm hype on it too, man. We're gonna cover it.
Oh, it's going to be great.
We're gonna be here for it, man.
Yeah, that's probably a champ. Or probably, honestly, could be a divisional round game with a double bye.
Right?
If
If it was still the
the
original.
Bills and
6
Chiefs
seeds.
both had the bye, they could still probably meet up like that in the second round.
So,
but more off, that's championship.
That's championship.
guys, the Ravens had 299 yards on the ground. You want to know how many yards the Steelers had on the ground as a team?
17.
29.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Where'd they get the other 11?
Yeah, how did that?
I
I
actually
saw
had
it.
17.
Yeah. I thought
They just got
that's
that
what
number
I thought. That's literally all it was. That's why I said 17 because I saw that. I'm like, I never saw them.
Russell Wilson had 6 yards and Jalen Warren had 6 yards. So
I must have missed
they
it.
abandoned the run.
Early.
11 carries to 50 for the Ravens.
Yeah,
The Ravens ran the ball 50
that pass
times.
rush for the Ravens was just teeing off on that offensive line.
Yeah.
Poor Russ.
Russell Wilson had no shot. And I think George Pickens, why isn't he on the trade block? Did you see what he said post game, boys?
That has no confidence.
Hey, how much optimism about how you're going into next year? None. Like, all
Is
right,
that-
so
no,
you're in campaign.
The
all right.
question was, are you feeling optimistic about your offense's ability to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
more explosive
You
and
nailed
more productive? And he's
You
like,
nailed it.
just simple.
I'm on a boat already, but like, all right.
thinking
Salt of the earth humans too in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we got Le'Veon Bell, the wide receiver. Cool, great. Thompson.
Bro's trying to decide which resort he wants to go to. I can't tell.
Tomlin, man, could be out of there, dude. I mean, if you're Mike Tomlin, it's not even this team. It's like, dude, if you're Mike Tomlin, why would you want to be there? I mean, he's not the one making choices. There's a GM there bringing these guys in. They're all headaches. What are we talking about?
There's some real crappy attitudes, crappy personalities.
Coming in.
And Tomlin's supposed to be the
Pittsburgh.
Tomlin's supposed to be the energy guy.
Yeah.
And there's no. This is the climate that we're. I mean, you have to come in and you're playing with house money too. Like you have no. You're not a team that's on that level of the Bills or the Ravens or
Yeah.
the Chiefs. You're a tier 2 team.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're coming in thinking you're better than what you are. Like stop.
Also, if you're Mike Tomlin, like since Ben Roethlisberger's retired, who have been your quarterbacks?
Right.
Kenny Pickett,
Duck
Mason
Hodges.
Rudolph,
Shout out
Justin
Duck
Fields, Russell
Yeah,
Wilson.
Russell.
Like it's been. It's
I
not
think
been
they
good.
also had.
They have a lot to work with.
When did Russell Wilson?
He got here. He got this year. Got here this year.
No. When did when did Russell or Ben Roethlisberger retire?
Oh, I think it was after the 2020 season, maybe 2021.
Was it COVID? Really?
Yeah.
It was COVID.
I thought it was before that.
It might have just been the
Year
season
before
before.
COVID, a year
I think it might have. He might have retired
I think it was 2019.
after the season where they started 11-0 and then lost like 6 straight to end the year. 6, 7 straight. Whatever it was.
2022.
Oh,
Wow.
it was something. Okay, so
Dang.
41-year-old Ben Roethlisberger has been pretty busy since retiring.
I don't know. Like if I'm Tomlin, I just the Steelers have done you no favors offensively. They've given you
Yeah,
real.
Steelers had no plan of action for when they did Ben Roethlisberger. They should have drafted somebody there
Right.
a couple years before that.
Like they took
Well,
Kenny
you love
Pickett.
that.
Jordan Love. Well, I mean, replace Ben Roethlisberger there until 2022.
They
Jordan
were
Love,
real.
2020 draft.
They were
Draft
really
him, sit him.
optimistic about Kenny Pickett. It was like,
Whopper Jr. ain't there.
And,
Right.
and
Daniel
they were
Jones.
pretty optimistic on Rudolph because Rudolph sat behind Ben Roethlisberger.
He was the guy.
for
Yeah, he's a
at
6
least-
rounder, I think.
at least a year.
Yeah, he was there. As soon as he got his helmet snatched, and
yeah.
it's like you're done, you're toast.
He got
Like,
changed.
what kind of confidence you gonna have?
His brain mattered mush.
Much, dude. You forget to throw it out now. 5 yards.
So you
I'm
end
not-
up
if
on
I'm
the
like
Titans.
Tomlin,
He went like 0 for 9 on like 5-yard out routes one time.
That's how you get on the
When
Titans.
he like
Yeah, that's how
I
you get
forgot.
Tennessee.
Right. It was like they showed it was like yeah, you just can't throw outside of numbers.
If you're the Steelers too, are you going with another year of Russell Wilson?
I think you're pop committed at this point.
He's
He's
on like
alright.
he's on like a veteran minimum.
Yeah.
They really aren't losing much.
I just think Justin
They're not
Fields gives you more on this offense. He's not as good as he's not a better passer than Russ. Like Russell Wilson is definitely a better passer. If you're gonna stick with him, you need to bring Justin Fields in a lot more for like running plays and like run a lot of read option type plays.
Not just on a third down to try and get them to jump and then call a timeout.
Did he even play
And
this?
then have
play?
an immediate
He
timeout.
attempted
Yeah.
one pass, had no rushing attempts.
They're like they'll go in and it's so annoying
So
that they
nothing
do this.
fun schemed up at all.
No. They'll bring them in and it was a 3rd and 1. It was 4th and 1. They were trying to get the defense to jump. They ended up just calling a timeout and then everyone has to sit through 3 minutes of commercials again.
Yeah,
And
it's just
like, dude. And then he gets subbed out and then we put in Russ and then it's turnover on downs because Russ can't run away from the pressure and make the throw like he used to.
I just think Justin Fields more athletic. He can make stuff happen when plays get off schedule,
Like,
and he just gives you
they're
more
doing
options.
it
in
last
the running
night
game.
too. Last night's game was even more annoying with the commercials. Like, I'd rather watch them stand around awkwardly on the field, dude. Would you? I would rather watch them get.
Dude,
water.
I noticed the same thing. I was like, what? I was like, what? Dude, I legit went to my truck. I did stuff around the house. I mean, Packers were losing, didn't I? This is the 3rd quarter. But I did like a project. I came back.
Yeah,
I missed nothing.
you don't miss anything.
I unloaded like my dishwasher, took my dog out, grabbed some, blankets from the truck, brought them in, did a couple things, came upstairs. They're just kicking the ball back off to us. I was like, okay, all right. That was just 7 minutes of just
You missed 2 plays of nothing.
nothing. That was funny.
Like I would rather watch the
That was good.
timeout.
That was good.
I would rather watch. They should just cut to like the stadium.
Why can't we do what they do in NASCAR, where it's like half screen, where it's like no audio, but you can still see, feel,
They
the
only do it on
racetrack.
CBS.
They do
It's
only
like
do it on
this
CBS.
market as like the eyes on the field.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, that's right.
Who cares? Show me the.
Yeah,
Because all these commercials now, I swear, it's a competition to make the most obnoxious commercial.
it's
I'm sorry to get that off topic, but the
Car
song-
commercials haven't changed in their entire history.
I hate car commercials.
Insert car behind green screen driving on a racetrack or in the mountains with snow, but the roads are perfect. Make that like some Kia is driving up a freaking mountain.
That's
You know
always
what I
how
mean?
it
Like,
is.
what are we talking about?
Right.
Their ads are at least you got some style to it.
I hate the car commercials where they're like getting like philosophical. I'm like,
Oh my
shut
God.
up! You're trying to sell me a shitty car. Like,
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, here's another F-150 Super Duty.
Bro,
That's now
Like, this is-
F-150s
it's gonna somehow be
are
some, like,
$75,000, and I'm like, bro,
They're
that is
all electric. now.
that's $11,000 of plastic that GM's selling.
It's all electric now. And then it
It's
comes
a-
with a little charger for your house too.
Yeah,
so
it'll
it's
just be
another like,
swinging
that's another
That's
20
all.
grand, 15, 20 grand for the house charger for your
you know,
the bed on your truck you're never gonna use on your Ford.
Dude, and all the- like 90% of the people buying them like are in accounting at an office, too.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
they got this giant ass truck
yeah,
that takes up all this space just so they can
yeah.
go park it in the parking garage for 8 hours while they go plug away at spreadsheets.
I'm gonna keep my Black Betty running my 2012 Dodge Ram American made, steel body Mopar power up in here. You're not gonna be able to hack my car and turn it off, Elon.
Yeah.
True.
All right. Well, Steelers suck. Ravens
Steelers
is gonna
suck,
be
dude.
a
I feel bad for the
Steelers.
Jersey Jerry. Shout out Barstool. He was in the track. That wash stream that they do, where it's just that. Bro is like a wet pup, just like Mike Tomlin, wet puppy dog in the rain, dude. Just like outside looking in, like in purgatory, dude. Feel bad for the boy Jersey Jerry. Jerry, shout out.
Unfortunate.
you know who I feel bad for? All 23 Chargers fans. This was out to be
Tough.
one of them.
Oh yeah, dude.
Tough, dude.
All 6 of them must have been real upset.
I think another team that should be optimistic for the future, like the Denver Broncos, that AFC West will be
Yeah.
dangerous. I think coming up.
I want to know what happened to Herbert. How do you throw more interceptions in one playoff game than you do all regular season?
Season, yeah, dude, that
Career
was
high
tough.
game, too.
What did he throw? 4?
4 interceptions.
Yeah.
14 of 32, 242.
I thought
Good.
Jordan Love played bad.
Yeah. Oh, no, he was bad. Chargers couldn't run the ball.
It's not even like
Anything.
interceptions you can put in top plays either.
I bet
He's
on the
throwing
Chargers.
He's throwing it right at him.
Yeah.
One of the
Yeah.
worst bets I've made all year.
One of them was like a perfectly thrown ball bounces off of Will Disley's hands directly.
Right into a pick 6. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was
Like
just easy interception.
a couple of Herbert's, guys let him down with the drops, but still, he should have played better in some situations. They just couldn't run the ball. This Texans defense is kind of scary. They got some dogs over there. Derek Barnett in the middle has been a monster these last couple of weeks. You got Will Henderson Jr. and Daniil Hunter there together. Derek Stingley is an absolute beast outside. And yeah, they shut this Chargers, a pretty impressive Chargers running attack got shut down. Only 50 yards. Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins, 26 and 22. Joe Mixon, meanwhile, chugging away on the ground. He 25 carries from 106.
Ate him up.
They weren't really, they couldn't run the ball at all early, and they put it all on C.J. Stroud too.
Yeah,
He was making some plays though.
Yeah, to do it.
he was
to
making
do
some
it.
plays, man.
People forgot.
That
It's a
one
good
play
close
where
playoff.
the snap got fumbled, like it was a bad snap off to his left. He picks the ball up, rolls out, and then hits Xavier
Yeah, that was
Hutchinson
insane.
coming back.
I think that one's
He's got-
plays too.
Stroud's got some elite poise.
He does. He does.
I think what's going to hold the Texans' offense back, their crappy O-line and Bobby Slowick's
Yeah, Bobby Slowick's got it.
route schemes. I mean,
Yeah.
I like his
But they're in
offense.
purgatory because they're in. I mean, how are you going to fire an offensive coordinator that's won 2 playoff games in 2 years.
Exactly. I think he just needs to refine his playbook because I like his offense for the most part.
Got to get some guys healthy.
Yeah, it's just sometimes like it's
They
just
gotta make some changes.
Where are they at in cap space?
cap space. Let's see.
Check it out.
For the Houston Texans, Chargers are fourth. Just since
Oh my
we're
God.
talking,
They could
about
be
that.
active, man. I've been hearing a lot of things.
Gosh,
that
that
they-
receiver
the-
core.
They're saying T.
Texans
Higgins to the Chargers.
Are
Oh man.
I've heard that
T.
a couple-
Higgins to the
couple-
Chargers?
oh,
Him and Ladd together.
I heard that on Twitter from a few people.
Texans are pretty far down. They're
Okay.
24th.
Okay.
So not, they're not too high up or anything. But
Not anything that they could make a major move without clearing something
I'll
first.
say, I mean, I don't think they got to make a ton of. They just got to get some offensive linemen and hope their pass catchers stay healthy because
I think they could add a DB and not regret it.
that's true.
Sure.
I mean, outside of Nico Collins,
I'll trade Hurt Tank Dell for Jair Alexander.
yeah. I think Eric Murray played pretty well in this game. Who's this other guy? Yeah, they don't have a ton of dudes.
You know what I mean? Like if they added one, you wouldn't regret
Stingley.
it. You wouldn't regret it. Safety room, especially.
Henry Toto,
Pair
he's
something up
okay.
with Petrie, I think that would be pretty solid for the second year.
I knew Kamari lasted. That's his name. I gotta find it. He's a rookie. He's been playing really well all year. I think he had a pick in this one as well.
I'd like my guy Xavier Watts.
Number 26.
I'd like my guy
He's
Xavier
number
Watts
4.
from Notre Dame maybe to go to Houston, dude.
Oh, I like that actually. Yeah, put him there on the other side of Derek Stingley because last year there's a safety. I think he's their free safety. But that would be a pretty good combo right there with all those guys.
Slot DB, play that other boundary safety on the other side of him. I think you'd be cooking with something, man.
Oh, most definitely. Well, I like the line they got there. I also forgot
Neil
Danico Autry's there as well. So you got Autry and Barnett on the inside.
I know Autry's there
Anderson
also.
and Hunter on the edges.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean,
Give the Chiefs a run for their money this
if
time.
you're
I think they will, man.
if
Hopefully.
you're Houston, you got to get the run going because this Chiefs defensive line is going to eat CJ Stroud alive if you have him dropping back
dropping back.
a lot.
I agree.
So
brother.
you got to get the run game going early,
They gotta hope they get some sacks, dude.
right? But I think they
Bring
can.
I think they can too. Like you just read off everyone on the defensive line, and it's stacked. They have a lot of people
You
that
can- I
can get
think-
after the quarterback.
We got to see a lot of them bringing 4 and
I like
having
D'Amico Ryan.
and having a spy. I don't think a lot of teams leave a spy on the homes.
It's
Which
got
is
to
a
be
problem.
Jalen Petrie.
Probably a problem.
I don't want to see Jalen Petrie as like see ball, get ball. He's a smaller dude, but he can do it. He's their strong
The
safety.
game's played like it's sort of like a new school, old school thing where, like you said, man, like the running game, playing that game in the box and getting downhill, you get that spy action where you just get that free roamer in the middle of the field where you're not even thinking. I don't care if a guy's coming across. Pass him off.
Here's another
Go get
thing.
the ball.
Here's another thing I think might help give them an advantage to pull off an upset. Azeez Al-Shaair is a really good coverage linebacker. I like his
Yeah,
ability. I think he could, give Kelsey
Slow
some
down.
problems.
At least slow down, Kelsey.
Right. If I'm the Texans,
Get him.
double Kelsey
Get
a
him.
lot. Make somebody else get open. Because that's
Yeah.
that's where Mahomes has killed people in the playoffs. Is Kelsey just finds all these little openings. Like if you're doubling him most of the time, making Mahomes lose that safety blanket. They don't have a ton of other guys that are super threatening. I know Xavier Worthy's got crazy speed. Hollywood Brown is back. They got D-Hop, but
I don't know. Travis Kelsey, man. Derwin James showed us, dude.
if
For that
Kelsey
first 5 yards, just give him only
Right.
contact.
if
he's
Kelsey
not gonna
can't
find
bring
a
you on
soft
those
spot.
off-schedule plays, I think
Harass him.
Kansas City can make some mistakes that you can capitalize on. It's going to be really Joe Mixon and this defense. This defense is going to need to generate some turnovers, and Mixon's got to get going. But if they can do that, and take some of that pressure off of Stroud, where he's not going to just be getting devoured by that pass rush that the Chiefs have. Because the passing game for the Texans, the O-line's really shaky and pass pro. Outside of Nico Collins, you don't have a ton of options to throw to. But if you can run the ball well and just alleviate that pressure, I think Stroud's a pretty poised quarterback. You just got to, a lot of people lose their poise when they're under fire for 60 minutes of a game. You got to take some of that heat off of him. But I really think the Texans they got the ability.
Free money. Go in there and win a game.
They got the ability to shock the Chiefs. Kansas City also haven't played a game since Christmas. So they're nearly a month until they play again.
Gosh.
If their last game was December 25th, they don't play until the 18th. Yep. So that is
30 p.m. Oh my god! I chose the best days off for this playoffs, dude. I don't have to watch this stupid team. I'm wishing good luck, Texans fans. To the Texans, you guys got this.
This is going to be an
What?
incredibly boring game because it's
Yeah.
Kansas City and they're going to just
I'd rather be working.
grind it to a whole slow pace.
Watching the Chiefs, dude. I chose the best days off.
That's valid.
Yeah, it's valid.
The Chiefs are not a fun football team
No,
to watch.
no.
They're so
No.
goddamn boring.
All right.
I fall asleep watching their games
It's
because
kind of
they just dink and dunk their way down the field.
And then you have Romo, Ian, and on like he's Eeyore
Right.
from freaking Piglet. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about?
Their defense just keeps them in it.
Jim, I don't know, buddy.
So, it's a
I hate watching.
it's a Kansas City
You don't
team
want to
that
watch
sat.
25 checkdowns, Caveman?
Yeah, dude, this is a Kansas City team that sat a while, going up against a Texans team that's hot off of a playoff win, where they generated 4 takeaways, 5 actually. Never mind, only 4. They generated 4 takeaways, blocked. They made some big special teams plays. They're fumbling. The Texans just gotta take care of the fumbling. They did have 3 fumbles. They lost 2, so they got to hold on to the ball. That'll be their big thing. Can't be giving those type of gifts to Kansas City. But I think they've got the ability to pull an upset off.
Yeah, they play a clean game. I think they can win.
They're gonna have to play nearly.
They're going to
perfect,
have to play
but
a perfect game.
They've got.
Because if it's a minute left with 2 timeouts, Mahomes going to win.
The biggest thing is trying to make sure C.J. Stroud has the ball last.
Right.
If you can do that, you've got a shot.
Yeah. I think what's his name? If he wins the toss, he'll defer to the second half.
D'Amico Ryan.
Yeah, D'Amico.
Yeah. No, absolutely. You always want to defer against the Chiefs. That's how many games do they go?
Middle
2-minute
eight.
drill.
Right. Middle 8.
They get some points, touchdown, or field goal.
Last 4 minutes.
Come out.
Half, first 4 minutes after.
They double you up, and all of a sudden you're down 2
Yeah,
scores.
down
against
to,
them.
yeah.
You don't want to get down against.
Or
the
if they're
Chiefs.
down, they make it to where it's now still a football game.
Right.
You know what I mean? They'll be down. I've seen them down 13. They score, kick a field goal, and now they're only down 4 or 5. And you're like, oh, well,
Right. You're like, oh,
they're within
They
a
might get
touchdown.
blown
They're
out,
going to
and
kick a
then
field goal, and the game will be over.
all of a sudden, it's a
Yeah.
1-score game again.
So it's kind of weird. And the fourth quarter is almost like a game in and of itself. Because the Packers were the one scored the fourth quarter, and then it was like, good night. It's like all these road playoff games, man, especially for Houston, when you get the ball in the fourth quarter, you got to take time off the clock and score a touchdown. At least once. Whether it's 5 minutes or longer, you can't have, you can score quick. That's bad, because the Chiefs can score, right back with you and take all the time off the clock. They just make it hard. Playoff football's wild, bro. Especially when on the road, Houston, upstart team, probably young, one of the youngest teams in football as well. Hey, go win it. Go win
I
it.
want to see him win it though.
I want to see him win it too, dude. I don't want the Chiefs again. I want to see the
Nobody wants
Bills.
to see the
Ravens.
Chiefs win.
I don't want. It's just. I've seen it. I'm good. I don't care. I just don't care.
Give me anyone else.
Yeah. Is the check down pass in the NFL the new NBA 3-pointer? Or is it just all right, there's just so much.
Seriously.
Run it deep, check it down. It's I don't know. That's the Chiefs' offense.
That is a whole.
That's literally the whole offense.
It's-
It's like a bunch of window
We're gonna-
dressing. We're gonna check it down to somebody.
We're gonna have Kareem Hunt's fat ass run up the middle on first down for 5-6 yards. Check it down on second and third.
Inside tight end
Sometimes
screen to
Mahomes
Kelsey.
runs around for 30 seconds and then just chucks it deep and gets a pass interference call.
Yeah. Inside tight end screens, with blockers in front, or wide receivers, that run upfield, check it down to the running back, and they turn into blockers. Like, oh no, no blocking downfield, except if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, and then you can have your entire offense based on your wide receivers blocking downfield without the football the whole game, a la Philadelphia Eagles as well. But it's okay. They got to. It's all they have.
Well,
If they didn't, then your narrative shot in the NFL and your moneymaker's gone. You can only really call it's like, I don't care what anybody says, like the NFL, like certain games are called certain ways to help a team. It's just
most definitely.
it's just what it is.
You gotta.
You know what I mean? Like there, you let them play it straight up where you're like calling a legal man downfield or blocking without the ball. Beyond 5, within that 2-yard, thing that that little cushion zone. You're outside of that. It's like, how are you not? You got Kelsey from the line of, like, blocking 13 yards downfield with guy running underneath him. It's like, well, none of them have the ball yet, and he's blocking. 15-yard penalty. No, that's give it to it.
That's fine.
You see Bill Benovich going over and apologizing to Josh Allen on the sideline.
I didn't
Oh
see
yeah, that happened.
They
during
missed the
Broncos game.
holding call on the first drive. They had to kick a field goal. They threw an incompletion out of the back of the end zone,
Right.
and there was a holding call that they missed. It
I
was a
seen
pretty
that.
clear
It was
holding.
pretty, it was pretty
The
good.
ref came over and apologized to Josh Allen.
As this old clip surfaced of this NBA rep taught, like Michael Jordan's like, he's like, I only saw him with one hand on the ball, Michael. And Michael's like, no, he had 2 hands on it. He's like, all right, do you swear? He's like, yeah. He's like, called the foul on 55. He's like, I didn't see him. If you say it, Michael, I believe you. He's like Michael's not even like ignoring this guy. This guy's like a little puppy. He's like, Michael, look at me. I believe you, Michael.
NBA's been rigged, dude.
Yeah.
When you have FBI turning in evidence on you on a documentary saying there's referees throwing games, and it's just like rug, sweep it, close it, set it and forget it, baby.
Let's keep going. All right, I want to talk the Chargers a little bit. What does this team need going for?
And receivers.
I need some offense.
Lad McConkey,
Revamp their defense a
Dude.
little bit.
9 catches for 197 and a touchdown at 86-yarder where he made a tough catch, broke 2 tackles, and then just took off.
He kind of
He's a good
he
tight
reminds me
end.
of like that's what I'm saying.
he's
I'm like,
a
I don't
receiver.
think he's a receiver. I think he's a
I don't think he's big enough to be a tight end, though. He's
he
not
wear
small.
he wears a face mask like he's a tight end.
He's just way too skinny, and he's a little short too.
Yeah, and he's short. He's a receiver in my eyes. He's a
He's a
slot, but he's a
slot
slot guy. He's like an
That's what I
elite
think
slot
they
dude.
should
But dude,
do.
he's only 6 foot 185. Like he's not that big.
He kind of does. I think they
his
should
movement
get one though. Just kind of.
They need a tight end.
reminds me of Isaiah Likely.
Will Disley's hasn't dropped like 4 passes.
Yeah, dude, that was tough.
Yeah, Will Disley.
You got your fullback Tucker.
I thought they were going to come out way better, way more aggressive than what they were with Harbaugh as their coach. They kind of just played it safe.
Yeah.
They really did.
Well, they need pass catchers outside of Lad because he had 9 catches. The next receiver up was Disley with 2. So I think Disley might have had more drops than he had catches. And then it was Tucker. Fisk caught one. DJ Shark didn't even know that guy was still in the league. He caught one.
DJ Chark.
And
He's still in the
Darius
league?
Leeds-
Way.
Yeah, bro.
No.
I remember when he was a demon for the Detroit Lions.
He's kind of good.
He was kind of nice in Jacksonville
He
too.
wasn't bad in Jacksonville.
But yeah, he's faded into obscurity.
I think he was the first
That's
touch. He
good.
caught the first touchdown in Trevor Lawrence's career.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And now,
DJ Chark.
yeah, we got DJ Shark in the big,
Yeah, shout out.
big 2-5 catching passes in
Wild.
playoff games.
That's
Yeah, that can't be happening. Nah, can't have that.
That's one.
Is there any DJ Shark jerseys from the 32 fans for the
One
Chargers
of
this
them
year?
scored as many points as
It's too bad this wasn't a home game. We could have seen the industry play at Chargers fan maybe.
Yeah. Did you
Well,
see that
so
one
actually-
guy in like that one like helmet looking thing who just
Yeah.
like bro, come on,
It's the
Come
Chargers.
on.
It ain't that serious, dog.
come on. Dude.
He's got to be one of those.
You're
main
definitely
OG
a player.
fans.
He had to have been a
Most likely.
I don't know, man. It's hard to fake sadness like that. Like that guy's a really good actor. If that's the case,
That's true.
he
That's
looked
true.
like destitute watching his team play.
Yeah.
Fuck,
So-
you
I
spent
think
all the
Packers
money on
lost,
those
dude.
tickets
I'm
too.
so
Like, you gotta stay and watch the whole entire game, dude. You gotta watch your team get smacked.
Smacked up, dude.
That's the risk going to a playoff game.
I'm staying the whole game.
Like you have to.
Oh,
you
I'm
spent
eating the
money.
whole game.
My
Oh, for
team-
sure. I mean,
My team's getting smacked. You're gonna see how many beers I can drink in
Yeah.
one game,
Oh yeah.
and just we're gonna enjoy the game somehow. Dude.
Yeah.
It'll be.
Just throw up in the old beer cups that you got, dude. Just like rough in there, put it underneath the seat, move on, boys. Like let's go. I've done it.
Chew off. the
I had too
top
many
of the
vodka
tall
lemonades
boys,
and just
man.
hurled into a vodka lemonade cup. Got another vodka lemonade. Washed it out. Let's go. Get a hot dog in you.
Got a
You'll be
rally.
fine.
You gotta
You're
rally.
fine, dude.
That's right.
You'll be alright, dude.
Well, a lot of Chargers fans were no doubt doing that in this game.
Yeah, dude.
Tough to watch. I don't know. I still like Herbert, and I want to believe in the guy, but as a starter,
Pretty
5
rough.
years now, 42 and 44 as a starter. No playoff wins, no major accolades.
Sounds like Philip Rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think even Rivers
Really
won
does.
some
Sounds
playoff
like
games
Matt
now.
Ryan.
Yeah,
You know,
I think I love the guy.
everybody gets enamored, and it's like, oh, he's basically just
Big.
poor man's Matt Stafford.
He's got like a big arm and some talent with his legs. But yeah, I think he's going to be like one of those guys where it's just like never really
A little bit better Carson Wentz. Got it.
Carson Palmer. I could see comparisons to him too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like where it's like, oh yeah, guy he'll stat
I think
the regular
I think
season.
Herbert's more athletic, but yes.
Like he's gonna be a guy. He's gonna stat it in the regular season, but
Yeah.
he might go
He
a
didn't
month or
really
two. But I
stat
don't
it.
think he's ever gonna really see major playoff success.
Probably win a game here and there.
Maybe I want
Still
to be
young.
wrong because I like Herbert, but
Big time
Right.
athletic quarterback.
dude,
I
it's
mean,
5 years
if-
now. Daniel Jones
he's
has
a
more playoff
quintessential, like an analogy I always use. He's great if you don't have a quarterback. If you have a quarterback, you don't need Justin Herbert.
wins. That's a good.
You know what I mean? Like Drake May
That's a
or
good
Justin
one. So-
Herbert.
I'm
You know
taking
what I
Drake
mean?
May.
You're just take Bo Nick. I mean, and I've been like, I can name 3 more that would be like, oh yeah, obviously.
Those guys,
Sam Darnold, Herbert.
Herbert. Sam
Okay.
Sam Darnold.
But that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
all right, I got to go down here, just for, and this guy's already been in the league how long? You know,
Herbert. 5
No,
years.
no, no.
Oh, Darnold.
Darnold. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
7.
he's been,
Seven,
yeah,
yeah.
how many teams he's been on? So like, that's what I mean. Like, all right, like, you know, kind of separate all that.
Yeah.
If you have a quarterback,
Exactly.
you're like, well, glad you got Herbert. We don't have him. You know, and if you don't have one, I'm Steelers. I bet they probably love that for Herbert right about now.
Okay.
That fan base would lose its mind. I mean, you know, Trevor Lawrence, another one of those guys. Like,
Yeah, I
I'm
might-
glad I got my.
I might take T-Law. T-Law's won the playoff game. T-Law came back.
He
Down,
beat Herbert
he came back down 27-0 in
Yeah.
his first ever playoff.
and turned into, you know,
Then they went to Kansas.
MVP.
They went to
Trevor
Kansas
Lawrence.
City and played the Chiefs tough.
I believe Shark was on that. Jaguars team.
He might have been, yeah.
Interesting.
So
I think
just
I do believe in the Harbaugh way going forward in
yeah.
Charger land though.
I think this is the best coach Herbert's had.
I
I
think-
mean, Brandon Staley was an uncompetitive.
Anthony Lynn too. Was like
Those guys are terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, State. What the heck are we doing?
defensive coach and you're
I don't know. I
going
also
first
feel like
down. Starting.
another situation like the Chargers are just gonna charge him, man.
Yeah.
I put too much faith in them to not charge him in the playoffs, and they
Yeah.
did. Like
No, they did.
That's true.
they're a team.
A very
They-
winnable game too.
they're gonna
It's a
find-
beatable team.
They're gonna find ways to lose. They're gonna just do it.
Like Houston's very
Them,
beat.
them in Minnesota, they're
And they
just
have
like
no
cursed.
gumption. Yeah, Minnesota's cursed too. That's just an alien waiting to rear its ugly head, dude.
So that was 4 real stinker games, but then we got to the Sunday night nightcap.
That was a good game.
Jaden Daniels and Baker Mayfield, unexpected quarterback duel. Baker only threw it 18 times, completed it 15. The Bucks definitely tried to run the ball a little more. I don't think they had. I think they kind of got worked in time of possession. by the Commanders too. They had some
Yeah.
shorter fields because they stopped them on fourth as well.
Commanders had
Dude, this-
35 minutes. Bucks had 20.
This kid, Jaden Daniels,
He's the
oh my God.
He's the man.
The poise, the confidence on the road,
I like him.
and your first ever playoff start out there, he's static. He was our leading rusher too.
Yep.
They really didn't
He's
have
the man.
No Eckler, really.
It was to the point I was like, stop
really
giving
do
the
much.
ball to Eckler and Robinson.
Yeah, just let him run
You're
it
gonna
down that
win the
read
game
option.
if you stop giving the ball to Brian Robinson.
Yeah.
3 years ago, when I'm yelling
Dude,
at
it
my
was
freaking
a carry job by Jaden Daniels. Let's be for real. The defense played really well. Marshawn
Yeah,
Lattimore
they did.
kind of was in tears trying to cover Mike Evans. I don't know if you guys saw
But
that.
he kind of held up. I mean, but they didn't sacrifice coverage.
No.
They let him just play one-on-one and take what he got because Mike Evans is still a great player.
It was
Just
like
stop everything else, which they did.
the Bucks looked real good until they got past the 50, and then
Yeah,
Washington really tightened the
tightened.
screws on them.
Yep.
Especially in the red zone there too. Here, I'm gonna go check out red zone efficiency. But this was a fantastic, real good back and forth game here. Down to the wire. Where's that? Red zone. Yeah, the Bucks were 2 of 3, so they didn't even really make it to the red zone too often.
Yeah, this
You're-
one, a lot of 3 and outs for both teams.
If you're Tampa, you would essentially there were 20 situations where
Washington dominated time possession.
you could have gotten the stop and got them off the field. The Bucks, the Commanders, they were 8 for 15 on third down, 3 for 5 on fourth. Really aggressive. And Dan Quinn just trusting his rookie QB, Jaden Daniels, to go out there and make some plays. Have we ever seen a rookie quarterback have this type of carry job in his first ever playoff start?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
There's something different about him, man.
yeah, dude. Yeah,
He's pretty insane to watch. Because the amount of
This
games
year,
that they've
yeah.
won in the
Good.
last like few seconds of the game. They had a Hail Mary against the Bears, buzzer beater against Philly at home.
Kicked a last second field goal way back in week 2 against the Giants. They had
Last second defensive stop on the
The
2-point
Saints.
attempt
yeah.
against the Saints.
Even in week 18, they had to come from behind
Yeah, Marcus
drive at the
Mariota
end of the
threw
game,
a
yeah.
game-winning touchdown to Terry McLaurin.
for them to
Week
secure their
18.
12th win. Is
So
this
they're
this might be the best
clutch
season in
commanders.
Washington history since their last Super Bowl win.
The clutch Commanders.
I think playing in all those tight games is like what Dan Quinn said. It was beneficial to
Not
them
far
because
off.
they didn't get flustered or lose their poise in these situations because they've been here before. And they did a great job of there's some young talent here with Jaden Daniels, Brian Robinson, De'Ami Brown having
Dude.
the game of his career.
Putting in work last night.
Him and Terry McLaurin both 89 yards receiving, each of them with a touchdown. Fantastic from these guys. So you get some young guys like that, but then you got some seasoned vets on both sides of the ball. Eckler, Mariota's been in the league, talking to Daniels, Zach Ertz, Terry McLaurin. He's been doing this for a while. On defense, Bobby Wagner, Marshawn Lattimore, Frankie Louvu. So just some seasoned, real veteran guys
Oh yeah.
mixed with that young talent. So leadership guys that have seen these situations to kind of keep the younger guys calm their nerves. They put together a special squad here in Washington. Again, another team that's playing with house money. I think beginning of the season, had them as a 6-7 win team, somewhere around there. And proved me wrong, told me I was an idiot. 12 wins, going to the divisional round. With a banged up Detroit defense, they're going to be able to hang around in that game definitely. They struggled mightily against the run this season, so Jahmyr Gibbs might slaughter them. But and Detroit's defense is going to be getting a little healthier. I think they're getting some guys back, but still pretty banged up. They struggled protecting the pass. Anything's possible. I'm just gonna say that anything's possible there. So
I mean,
They got
watching
quite-
that game last night, you're like, either of these teams could be in the NFC Championship.
exactly. Yeah.
More
They
so
believe in themselves. That's the big thing with Washington. That team, you can tell they just believe in each other and themselves. You know,
It's really a team. It's not just a bunch of guys that
It is.
are on contract.
one of my favorite
And on the
stories
same
of this year. Like
Definitely.
the culture that the new owner, new GM, Dan Quinn have all kind of built there. Cliff Kingsbury, his offense not falling apart at the end of the season. That's been huge.
It's big.
Whatever he did in Thailand's really helped
Yeah,
fix
he
him.
got rubbed down by some lady boys.
Yeah. We won't speculate what happened in Thailand, but we all have our
We all know.
theories.
We all know.
We don't need to know, but we know.
If you're the Bucks going forward, tell me, like, you guys, what do you think they need to do? I just think they just need to focus on staying healthy.
Yeah, revamp it. Just keep it. I mean, I know they got a good GM there. They'll retool it. I don't think it's I think there's teams that lose in the first round, and I don't know. I don't want to ever get like too overreactionary because yeah, dude, like Commanders are playing awesome, but guess what? The hardest thing to do is the hardest thing to do. Commanders aren't winning the Super Bowl. You know that. Guess what they have to do? Do it again. That is the hardest. Now you're the hunted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's like, okay, well,
Well, and Detroit, they only
because you're not
have
wrong.
this week
They
off.
play with house money, brother.
Yeah.
House money.
But you're going up against the number one seed that had to play all their starters the
And-
final week
and
of the
getting
season
healthy.
to lock that up. They're
And
getting
Dave-
healthy.
Dave
And they-
Montgomery's back.
They
Dave
watched.
Maloney's back.
Yeah, they were watching you. So
That's
it's
gonna be tough.
Kirby Joseph's back.
Gonna be a tough game.
It can be tough. I don't know. In Detroit, tough place to play. Kind of. I always laugh at that, dude. Those fans are such front runners, dude. If they're winning, they're cheering. If they're losing, they have bags on their head.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're
They can
buddy,
count
like
down on their
Thanksgiving,
fans.
they're throwing apples and oranges. They're chanting Jared Goff the day before. Thanksgiving last season, when the Packers went in there and rolled them up, they're throwing apples on the field at Jared Goff.
Hell,
And they're booing him off the field. And they're the only 9-win team in that up until then in their history at that point. And they're booing them off the field in the Thanksgiving game. They're such front-running fans, dude.
Can't
Yeah,
win their
they
fans.
really don't even deserve what they have right now.
Absolutely.
Dude, they're the worst. And the same with the Bears.
Well,
Give them the illusion of winning. and they'll
The
be all
players deserve it. Though.
right. The players.
I
deserve
love. I like the players on the Lions a lot.
I like Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That's true.
I like
I'm happy
Amon-Ra.
for Goff because that guy got cast aside, and it worked out for the Rams.
That's true.
They won the Super
Won the
Bowl,
Super
and
Bowl.
everyone
That's a good point, man.
was ready to just
That was a good point.
delegate Goff to the backup game manager.
Ben Johnson was from that Stafford, though.
Could have been something crazy. Yeah.
Because Jared Goff, I feel so bad for him. When they get to the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship game, and that quarterback has to just damn your system, damn the play. There's no fancy right or wrong way to do it, especially calling a play. There's going to be a time where the quarterback has to improvise and do something under pressure. And you're going to see Jared Goff show he's the same exact quarterback as Sam Darnold if he's under pressure. But he gets to stand back there with that awesome offensive line from the Detroit Lions and pick you apart because they're running 6-man fronts, 2 wide receivers are in. Dude, at most times, they have 2 wide receivers in formation with a wide receiver with a tight end. So they're not running all these guys at you. They're blocking it up front and creating space because you have to play zone because they establish a run. So it's like, okay,
Amon-Ra just carves you
And then
into
he
the
can-
zone.
it's not difficult. It is a very easy game, but there's going to become a time in the biggest game of the season, and he's going to have to just do something different that he's not used to. He'll either fumble it or throw a pick. Promise you.
All right, well,
Death and
keep an eye
taxes,
on that.
brother.
I don't want to believe you, but I do think you might be right. But I'm really rooting for the Lions.
I got
Sorry, they're
Eagles
the
Bills.
team I want to see to win the Super Bowl.
I got Eagles Bills, man.
I think Bills Lions would be the bet, like just the
I want to see
most
that just
fun
because
Super
one
Bowl.
of those two teams would win their first Super Bowl of all time.
Exactly.
That Bills Lions rematch from the regular season.
Vikings too. Bills,
Eagles
Vikings,
fans
both
are-
two teams
like,
that have lost.
I know you don't like Lions fans, but Eagles fans are the worst people.
They're not cool.
They're always in the playoffs, dude. They're
Dude.
always in the playoffs, but
Yeah.
they're the most.
They were eating.
They're front runners too.
They were eating horse poop when they won their Super Bowl.
They want to fire Sirianni last season.
They wanted
this
to
year.
fire him this season. Well, they're off. I mean,
They were
wanted
calling
to
it the
fire
biggest game in
Sirianni.
Sirianni's career against the Packers.
They wanted to fire Sirianni after they broke a 10-game win streak.
Yeah.
They won 10 games in a row.
And then they
They
lost.
had a pretty crappy loss or whatever,
Yeah.
but they were the only 10-win team at the time, and they just won 10 games in a row.
Yeah.
And the fans were pissed.
Yeah.
They were calling in John Gruden on Barstool.
Yeah.
Fuck the
Eagles. Yeah. Our coaching son.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't know what your coach does, so I don't know why you would fire him. So that's like my thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? What are you going to fire? The chaperone? What are we talking about?
That's
Vic
literally
Fangio
Sirianni's
runs the
role.
defense, and you have
It's
Kellen Moore
Kellen Moore,
on offense. You're the chaperone, dude. What do you want to fire the chaperone?
He doesn't call.
He doesn't do anything with standing.
Yeah.
He just does. I could do it. Sirianni does.
I mean, he manages the clock well. I don't think he's had too many blunders.
Yeah, I guess
Game management. That's all he has
He
to do.
plays Madden for the team.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I know when to call it
Good
timeout.
hype
All right.
speech.
Good hype speech.
Before
Exactly.
Yeah.
Scream at the referees.
Yeah.
And make sure they know, like, oh, hey,
Yeah.
they're doing this. Like,
Yell at somebody when you're in the game.
Like he doesn't even have like a play card sometimes. He'll just be like have his hands in the pocket. Like
He's out there.
he's watching the game on the jumbotron while the play's going on.
Bros like this. on
He's
the
just
sideline.
like he's just chilling, brother.
Almost gets ran over by his players.
You know, if he's
He's just like a frat dude on the sideline.
that's it.
That's
That's it.
it.
Shaved his head bald.
He's the
That's
Mike
what he
Tomlin
does.
of Dan Campbell's, dude. That's all they do. They just stand
So
there.
weird.
They just stand there. I swear to God, dude. Like
You're right.
I've seen so many clips of like where they're like
They just
like on
stand
Twitter's all Mike Tomlin, he has his most famous play is him watching the play on the jumbotron and almost trip a
there.
player
He's on the sideline.
during the play. He had no idea what was even happening.
He wandered onto the field.
He's just watching the scoreboard.
walking around. getting
They do
lost,
nothing.
Looking up at the sun.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
It's the funniest thing in the world.
a little bit
I'm
of
like,
cloud
why
coverage
can't-
today.
Why do we need it? Like, don't even have a head. Why do we need a head coach?
Dude, for real.
Why? Just like game manager. I don't know what you call it. It's not a coach. I'm like, oh, coaching matters. I'm like, does it? Dude? I don't know. I mean, you got to convince. You have to try to convince me that coaching really matters. In some situations, yes, it does matter. Because if you have a bad one, oh, you really need a good one.
I think coaching matters in terms of establishing a culture and expectations for everyone around the building.
Yeah.
Like Sirianni, like, he keeps everybody in line and make sure
There's a
everybody-
program in place.
Right, like he's making sure everybody's working hard.
Yeah.
But like when it,
Accountability.
I mean,
yeah,
at the same time, though, these are grown men. If they want to do
Right.
it, right, they're
Do it.
Yeah.
gonna do
exactly.
it. You know what I mean?
And it's easy when you're in the playoffs to sort of like bind
Answers
boys
questions
up.
for the media too. where It's
He
like,
does
I
take
guess-
a lot of heat off people for sure.
Yeah, that's
He makes
Getting
it,
trash
He
talked
be-
by the entire
you know,
state.
hey, don't. And when your players are good, like Saquon's had a great year. Jalen Hurts had a pretty good year. It's like I know AJ Brown has this thing with the passing game, and it's like it is what it is. But you know,
you see him
Sirianni's
reading
like-
a book on the
he's
sideline.
that's the
With
most.
this one
That
catch,
dude,
reading
the
book on
fucking most
sideline.
backhand thing, dude. I like as a Packers fan, dude. I'm like, these motherfuckers are reading books on the sidelines, bro, and like.
I think he was like LeBron in the book where he's like stuck on page one.
Yeah, I mean
That's-
it's all image and
Low key,
whatever,
that's a little off topic.
It pisses
That
me
is one of the greatest rivalries in sports. LeBron James versus page one of the book.
yeah, dude.
I mean, he just can't, that's the one mountain he just can't climb.
And I've heard Aaron Rodgers say he's read all these books. I'm like, bro, there's no way.
I don't believe that.
There is no, dude. 10-1, you haven't read 2 books that you always talk about on Batman. There's no way.
All right,
You gotta
boys.
wait till he gets older. He's gonna have more free time.
It's
He'll
12
start
o'clock.
reading.
12 o'clock.
That's going to do it for our NFL playoff recap. We're going to head to another quick break. When we come back, though, we'll get into the college football playoff a little bit, break down those matchups, and
Let's
talk a
go
little bit about
Irish.
Ohio State versus Notre Dame.
Let's go,
I think all of America is rooting for Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah.
Although, unfortunately,
Isn't that the most awesome? Boys, you don't even know when it was like the doom and gloom days of Notre Dame.
Marcus Freeman's
everybody
a coach
loved
you want to
watching
see
him lose.
succeed. It's
So,
a program you want to
so
see
awesome,
succeed.
dude.
And
I got a fun
Ohio
point.
State is evil.
When we come back from break, I have a great point about the duality of this matchup between the two differences of these teams. Boys, I got it in my phone. I'll show
And
you.
these two coaches.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's obvious. All right, we'll be back, boys. We'll see you after a short, quick break.
I'm going to play the bumper music, Jimmy.
Yeah, dude.
All right,
So,
hey,
Ohio State.
have the bumper rejoin the music. Right here.
Yeah, right.
Make sure we play the thing. We're slacking a little bit today. So do you need us to go off at 1 o'clock, Caveman? Or I mean,
Yeah.
if you gotta leave at 1, you care if me and Jimmy keep going for an extra half hour or two?
If we don't get through everything, we can, yeah.
Okay.
But we'll probably only need like 30
Yeah,
minutes
it's
on
noon.
college football. And then
Yeah, college football won't take too long. We got top quiz. We should be all right.
Okay.
we can get through everything by 1.
I gotta be at the DMV by 3, so
Alright.
it doesn't matter.
Kyron Lacey turned himself into police.
Yeah.
The guy killed was a former Marine.
I see you got it. That's a fucking big ass fucking cartridge on that thing, dude.
That's a 1 grammer, brother.
God damn.
That's a 1 grammer right there, dude.
These things are so wide too. It's like
I know.
there's so much.
So much in here.
Yeah, I like that shit, dude. It's fucking good. Try to get mine unplugged. But these are elite too. This is 2 grams.
Is it bait?
2 grams for $30.
It's dad?
Yeah, I gotta get them unplugged real quick.
Is it is it like a PAX cartridge?
I forget what this brand is called. I think it's called Gum.
Where did you get it?
At Options, right over by your house.
Oh, cool. Claw gun? Mofo, huh?
Yeah, it's 2 grams. It was only $30. Probably why it's
Not bad.
clogging,
Probably why
but
it's claw gun, yeah.
there's so much wax still in here that.
Holy crap, we got snacks up in here.
Well, that's for you because you weren't able to make the. What's your gift basket? From the giveaway.
Oh, nice. We got a little fucking beanie.
Joel saved it.
Oh, yeah.
This fucking thing.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hey, dude.
Sour D.
It's got the
Pretty
charging
good.
port, so you can charge the battery still.
That's all I got on too. Not bad, dude.
Yeah. Probably gonna start getting those when I go there. If I remember they even have them.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
We are looking live at Military
Back.
Broadcast
Welcome
Radio.
back.
We are till the final whistle.
It's
The
fun.
boys are back. The boys are buzzing. Now we got our Monday Football Frenzy. Broke down all the NFL playoff games, the heartbreaks, the future of some of these teams that have lost in the NFL playoffs. We're going to swing over to the college football, college CFP coming into the national championship next Monday, a week from today, everybody.
January.
Notre Dame Fighting Irish plays Ohio State Buckeyes in Catholics versus conferences. We will see who wins.
Yeah.
Boys, who do we got in the national championship?
Honestly,
I'm
man,
pulling for Notre Dame.
I'm
I'll just say
pulling
that.
for him, dude. I want to see him win it.
Kind of wild, man. I mean,
More
You know what? I'm just
Ohio
gonna say that Notre Dame. I think they can
Yeah.
pull off an upset.
you think they can pull off upset for real?
Let's
Dude,
yeah.
that's secondary, man. Who else would you want to see match up against Ohio State's skill guys?
I just don't know. if
That's
we have
secondary.
That guy
Nasty.
did, dude. Jeremiah Smith is a different dude, brother. I don't think we've seen. I mean, Penn
Notre
State.
Dame's
in all
defense is
fairness,
sick. They can. I think they could potentially limit Ohio State's explosiveness.
I think the best option that we have is for some reason Ohio State to be pumping themselves up. We're good. We're over that Michigan loss, and just take another opponent like light in coming into the game.
I think
Just
I
take us light.
unfortunately
They
don't
got
think
sick.
they're gonna
I think Jeremiah Smith's at 450 instead of touchdown receiving record for the national championship.
possibly.
I
But
really do.
go out there and smack Will Howard in the mouth. Jimmy.
Smack him in the mouth,
Smack
brother.
Will Howard in the
That's
mouth.
what I'm talking about.
I
dude.
think blitz him early and
often, even if he hits you, hit him.
Be okay giving
Let
up
him-
some explosive.
Let
early.
him feel
Just
you.
like
But then it's like
tell
Brian
guys like,
O'Connor.
all right, try not to pick up a penalty, but like if you get through, like hit this guy and hit him home.
I just don't know if Brian Leonard can throw you into a ball game like that.
Yeah, that's
That
what
great
scares
house
me
kid.
is that Leonard's
Yeah.
gonna have to throw the football.
Yeah,
Dude, maybe Stephen Jelly, man.
dude.
I don't-
They call it
Their passing
Stevie
game-
peanut butter jelly.
Their
time.
passing game kind of looked good when he was in there because he, like Riley Leonard's a running back that has.
He's
decent
Tim Tebow.
arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Tim Tebow.
He plays into the prayer thing too, you know, which I'm for.
Exactly.
I'm pro prayers over here, T's and D's to Riley Leonard, but I just don't think he's the guy that's going
I-
to throw you into a game where
Right.
if Jeremiah Smith has 2 receiving touchdowns early,
Then
Well,
it
I
gets-
would just.
it gets tough.
Steve came in for like what one drive.
It was
He was
drive and a
6
half.
for 7 for 44 yards.
And really clutch leading us down there before halftime to get a field
He
goal.
made some good looking throws.
Throws.
Like yeah, he had to come in on a 2-minute drill situation
Yeah,
in a playoff game,
right.
and he was very poised.
Yeah.
Didn't lose his cool. Made some good throws.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, I honestly think you guys should play him over Riley Leonard because Leonard's just so handicapped if he can't run.
he really is, man.
Like,
He
like,
really
he just
is.
like
man.
throwing the ball down the field's not like
You
a
know,
great.
Ohio State has a really good
Strength.
D line. I don't think they're going to let him run around.
No.
They're
We saw
very
like Penn
athletic.
State
Bro,
committed
Ohio
early.
State's going to tee off on our 3 freshmen on the offensive
Yeah,
line.
that's also tough. I
We
forgot
are-
about how injured.
we
that
are-
guy.
So, guys, I have this number.
Man.
So I've been rehearsing this thing. So, all right, Ohio State has a close to $20 million NIL roster. They have 15 5-star recruits playing on this Ohio State team. 15 5-stars. Notre Dame, a $297,000 NIL deal. Okay, with Riley Leonard, a couple other players. But I think our total roster is less than $2 million. And we have 1 5-star, and he does not play.
What position is he?
Wide receiver, freshman.
I feel like you kind of need him.
Who's going to throw him the ball?
That's a great point.
Freshman wide receiver from last year's recruiting class. Redshirt. 1 5-star. The other 5-star that would have been a 5-star is injured, and he's on the offensive line. Patterson blew out his knee in the preseason.
Rough. That is tough. Yeah.
But one
And so
point I
freshman's
want to
in
make before going into this game, despite the injuries, December 20th, who'd y'all play? Indiana.
Right.
Played
Yeah.
them again in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Pretty pretty high flying, good passing offense. They
Good
kinda
passing
got
offense.
shut down.
I think our D line was able to wear on their offensive line. I don't think that'll be able to happen
Yeah.
to Ohio State.
That's the skate. Like this Ohio State roster is so
It's just
stacked.
loaded, brother.
And they're on fire right now, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, just you look everywhere. I mean,
I think it's been a
their
great
tight
run.
end's a dog. Their whole offensive
Great
line,
run, Notre Dame.
Their whole
Great
offensive line is
I'm
big, beefy unit.
I'm betting Ohio State big because I have a futures ticket on Notre Dame, so either way I'll win. I did the exact same thing with the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday. So, I mean, either way, we're going to cash a bet. But at the same time, dude, Ohio State's just a dangerous team. And it's like, I'm a Notre Dame fan, love Marcus Freeman, love how he's gotten us playing football. 1 5-star, banged up on the offensive line the whole season. You lose to Northern Illinois week 2. You take that bad taste in your mouth and you'll learn from it and just blow everybody else out after that. You don't even keep it close. You lean on your running game, lean on your strengths, play good defense. And I mean, you can win a lot of football games that way, but it only can go so far.
I mean,
It
honestly,
really can only go so
I
far.
will say, Texas for the most part,
Hung in there.
they really
They
limited
hung in there.
a lot of Ohio
That
State's
fumble at the
explosiveness.
end by Ewers, dude.
The big problem was they could have gone into half tied up, and then on one play, Henderson housed a screen pass.
Right.
And it was like it felt like Texas. They did all this work to get it tied up at the end of the first quarter, and
They
That
played
is just-
Manning, they win that game.
just one play, Ohio State
They play
immediately
Arch.
took the lead back.
They play Arch.
Oh yeah,
If they play our
They play Arch. What are we even talking? Dude, if Texas comes out next year and just dominates everybody with Arch, why wouldn't he should have played? Dude, I know these teams are like fascinated with the NIL. You give this quarterback an NIL. I'm like, bro, if he's better,
who cares?
who?
Yeah.
He's better.
he just is.
He's just a better player.
I think
We
Texas.
talked about it earlier. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut you real quick
Yeah,
because I
sorry.
remembered something that Caveman said back in the
Go for it.
when we first. Dude, if you're that it's just what it is. Remember when we were talking about that? It's like, bro, like I get it. You paid Ewers, you did use a lot, buddy. He's just better at playing quarterback.
Yep.
Bigger arm, more athletic.
Get your spots.
Doesn't make those mistakes.
I think
He doesn't
Texas will
think-
win the national championship
I
next year
don't-
because of Arch.
I'm going to bet that early, and they're going to be dropped down because now they lost.
Yeah, they're gonna
They
have
won't
a.
think.
They're gonna have another good recruiting class. I mean, they got that NIL money. They'll be all.
Yeah, they're not going nowhere in Austin. That team ain't going nowhere.
So I know they're gonna probably lose some guys. Next people up. but-
SEC looks winnable.
Right, they got
Alabama isn't Alabama no more.
certainly not.
Your toughest competition is Vanderbilt.
I know.
No, I would say, man, I feel like even Georgia's kind of in like a rebuilding phase where they're not looking too
Your
strong.
quarterback is going to. I mean, that quarterback
Like-
that lost to Notre Dame is going to be your starter.
South Carolina maybe with the Sellers, but he's still young. Like
wild card in the
Texas
Wild
A
card.
and M, that's another team where it's like
I think
they
they're
were
gonna
good,
Fall off too.
but yeah, like
I think they're going to fall off.
they're another team where it's like they need a quarterback.
They
and I
need
just
a
don't-
lot.
Yeah.
They need a defense. That defense just got ran through Texas. But yeah, national championship game. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. We'll be watching. I'll gladly sacrifice anything for the Green Bay Packers for dude. Send Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur to the moon for Notre Dame national championship. It's my last sports thing. When I pray to the sports gods, boys, young Jimmy Covers,
The last thing you need.
it's the only thing I need.
The
I've seen 3 Stanley Cups, 2 Super Bowls, been to a Super Bowl parade in 2010, partied and celebrated more Stanley Cups than I know what to do with, which is one of the hardest trophies in sports to win. Seen 3 of them in 5 years. World Series, multiple Super Bowls. This is the last thing that I need. The last thing.
Must be nice.
It's not bad. It's easy being a fan of the teams that I've liked but I've always seen that like Blackhawks, one of the worst teams in hockey, like going just so happened to draft a guy named Patrick Kane, turned it around. Not bad. White Sox kind of go on this miracle run, no big deal, but that was it. Packers, sustainability forever, my entire life. Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan, no explanation needed. It's not hard, but they've been bad and then just like got good because of a great player and go on a run. And I've seen them like be ultra ass, the worst team in the league, and then get the player, and we go on a run, and it's like, heck yeah. Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, like same thing. Every one of my teams. It's like,
I guess I
man,
can't
dude,
complain too much.
It's nice. Yeah, Avalanche won.
Yeah.
Broncos got one 2015.
Look, CU won the national championship. I wasn't alive, but at least they got one.
I don't even count. Well, I was
I watched-
three. I was
watched
three
the
when
highlight.
Notre Dame won national championship. I was three.
I-
I don't even count it because I didn't watch it.
I don't know.
You have to like
I'm not counting it then either.
adolescent where you have a memory from it. You have to have a memory from it.
All right, I wasn't sure if we were counting before we.
No.
All right, well, I've seen the Broncos Super Bowl, seen the
Avs.
Avs win the
Denver Nuggets.
Nuggets have won one.
Yeah.
Just need CU, and the Rockies are never winning a World Series.
I think you're allowed by all
Baseball's
baseball
like
fans
probably
to pick another
my,
team.
my least favorite of the big four, anyways. So
I feel you.
You're
That's
allowed
understandable.
to pick another team.
If you're a Rockies fan, like White Sox fans gave other White Sox fans to like be fans of like another team just because we're never
There.
going to be we're never gonna be.
Sure.
Biggest one of the biggest markets in baseball. Just
all my
two trash baseball teams.
my buddy, he's a big baseball fan of my friend. But he really wants me to be a Mets fan for some reason. He's like,
They
you
got
should,
Soto.
huh?
They got Soto.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know if I want to. I do just like
I
the
pick a fun, scrappy team with the Braves.
I like
Won a
the
World Series.
what's
Still
that
got good players.
Adunze they got there. That guy's I like him. He's a dog.
Who's
I
that?
like watching
Oh,
the Lions.
I know
The
you're talking about.
Tigers.
Not like Adunze. What's
I
his
know.
name?
Yeah.
Altuve.
No, Altuve plays for Houston.
Oh, yeah.
You're thinking of my guy who
It's like Marcel something.
they have Ozuna, but that's not really the I can't remember the guy's name. Acuna. Acuna. They have Acuna. MVP from the World Series, but he hurt his
Oh yeah, he got
torn
injured.
ACL.
No, I was talking about his the other guy that stepped up while he was down. I think
Ozuna.
it was
It's
Ozuna.
Marcel Ozuna.
Yeah. Marcel Ozuna. Yeah, he was really good this season.
Ronald Acuna Jr. That's his fault.
Okay.
It's Ozuna and Acuna. One plays outfield, one plays infield.
I watched a lot of the the Tigers this year. They were kind of
They're a scrappy team, dude. I think they got that's a get run. So they got the support on Monday Football Friday.
now.
But they got the AL Cy Young winner with Scooble coming back too. He's
He's my
I
guy.
kind of like
ex-Yankee.
Cleveland.
I wonder if the Yankees want to bring that trick back.
I do kind of like Cleveland. Jose Ramirez. He's a beast.
Jose Ramirez is a dog. He's pretty old. That team's kind of
Yeah.
aging. We'll see how long they'll be able to last. They've traded a couple pieces the last.
I'm still in the free agency market for.
I'm still the free. Yeah, somebody wants to recruit me.
Free agency market, I think.
I think like if
Yo,
you're,
get,
if you're
I don't
like
really
a Pirates
like
fan, like
I'm,
you're allowed to be a fan of another
look,
team.
I'm going back to the Rockies if they ever get good, but I think we'll sooner
Yeah,
see
you-
pigs fly before that happens.
the end of the world.
Dumpster fire organization.
Rockies ever won a World Series. There's
Yeah.
no way.
So MLB fans, I'm a free agent baseball fan right now. If you want to
Giants could be decent.
Come
They got
recruit.
Justin Verlander.
come do some recruiting,
We'll have more on that on the Wednesday show.
yeah, we'll talk more about that Wednesday. Back to
Good
the
college basketball too. We got to talk about.
Oh yes,
There's
yes,
some good college basketball players.
yes, we do.
well, back to
I think we're just going over the Natty a little bit.
What's
Yeah,
our
back to the
prediction?
Notes.
Let's do predictions and maybe do some top plays.
I'm going to give my fun prediction that, Notre Dame turns this into a rock fight. It's a real defensive battle. They're doing a good job of just
This
winning
guy
the line of
knows.
scrimmage and sustaining some long drives, keeping Ohio State off the field so they can't get explosive. They win it on a last-second field goal to take home the national championship, 20-17. Unfortunately, what will probably happen is that
I like
Ohio
it.
State is gonna blow them out of the water, 34.
Let me
13.
look. I didn't even want to look and ruin my hopes and dreams of what the early line spread is, and the spread is 8.
8. Oh God,
It's
that's
come down from 10.5.
okay.
it looks
That's a good
Let's
sign.
go.
I guess.
Let's go. You'd like to see
You
that.
can get plus 280 if you think Notre Dame's going to upset. I probably need close to 4-1 to bet that.
I'm rooting on the upset. Let's go Irish. Nobody wants to
Notre
see
Dame is
Ohio State win it.
13-2 against the spread. Ohio State is 9-6 against the spread.
Nobody wants to see Ohio State win it. Outside of the
I don't-
state of
I
Ohio,
don't think people like their coach, Ryan Day. Like, that guy's like the mortal enemy. He has like the, just for men spray paint beard and hair, dude. Like, the guy's 85 years old and he has spray paint hair.
he does. Okay, I'm glad you said
Bro.
something because like his
Ryan
beard-
Day was
It's not
like
like
a
Roger.
grad assistant with Urban Meyer at Bowling Green. Dog.
Dude, Ryan Day looks like
He's as like old as like Andy Reid.
he looks like his NCAA 25. Like
Oh, just the,
freaking
just the creative build guy. Just the
like he
Yeah.
looks like a video game generated character.
And Marcus Freeman's my age,
he's
so that
the,
makes me feel like crap.
he's the college football 25 generated version of the Ohio State head coach. That's
I'm an armchair
Ryan Day,
coach.
he's just
Marcus Freeman is a real life. His first head coaching job is Notre Dame,
oh heck yeah.
the second most prestigious football school in America outside of maybe Michigan.
Now he's in the national championship.
You know, there's arguments for other teams, but like, I mean, as notorious and as blue blood in college football as there is Notre Dame.
Yeah.
You know, only independent, always have, always will be, obviously. Could have had some NIL money in now. Some $20 million that we don't have to share with nobody.
Mhm.
Youngest coach in football, getting some transfers already. We got a transfer from Virginia Tech, Miami, an offensive lineman and a DB. We're going to be losing Watts. We need an offensive lineman, former 4-star. Marcus Freeman got us pointing in the right direction. Love where we're going.
Hey,
Notre Dame's losing by 10 points. I got Ohio State.
before we
I'd
move
say.
on to top players here, fellas, we're forgetting the big game
Oh
happened?
snap!
last Monday,
You're right.
the FCS championship.
North Dakota
North
State
Dakota-
upset
Yeah,
Montana
and they-
State.
that's like their like 11th championship in the past 20 years. Like they have just been dominating
Dominating.
FCS.
Beat him by
Dude,
3.
Yep.
This guy, Trey Lance's brother, Bryce Lance, this dude's a dog. He could be a sneaky type of player that could, you know,
Uh-oh.
she might draft out of there. This was a great game. North Dakota State wins it 35-32, and they got up. They were up 21-3 at halftime. Montana State kind of comes storming back, scoring 15 in the third quarter. It makes it a 3-point game. And then each team with a pair of touchdowns in the fourth, and North Dakota State holds on 35-32. And really, they did a great job of limiting early Tommy Malotte's legs. He did get it going later in the game. They were able to run it a bit more, but at that point, like it was, you know, both teams were running the ball.
Number one fan, Sabrina, shout out Notre Dame for the win, like I said at the beginning. I like
Let's
it. I
go.
like it, Sabrina. You get the shout out of the year.
Shout out of the day.
What about those Colorado Mammoths? Oh, yeah, I think they're
Wow.
like in the.
They won a championship
win?
too. Yeah, they like
Yeah,
won
they won
the same year as the Avs did. I
same year
think,
the
yeah.
Avs did.
So Denver's a little bit of a time town recently.
Lacrosse.
Mile High
fun to
Magic,
watch.
Dude, they're.
DU. We're not even talking. It's DU in the
Oh, yeah.
Frozen Four.
Oh, man.
my
They dominate college
10
hockey.
10 national
Lacrosse.
championships.
Their women's lacrosse team is good as hell, too. They won a national championship.
Yeah.
Denver's lacrosse team's won. Soccer also. Not bad. Hotbed of sports, Denver, Colorado.
So we got some championship teams right here.
Dion might be leaving, though, boys.
The Rapids made a deep playoff run too. Past couple of years, I think
They
They
lost to the
lost-
Galaxy. They lost to the Galaxy this year.
they lost.
I think so.
I know they lost in the championship. I think the same year the Avs won the Stanley Cup.
Dang.
Yeah, got some good sports teams around here. Just
Not bad.
my favorite sports team has been ass for a while, but now it's fine to look it up there too. All right, but back to the FCS championship. Cam Miller and Tommy Malott, both dual threat quarterbacks. So $1.99 in the air for Cam. He was 19 of 22. He was really impressive. Super accurate. Great on the ground with his legs. He also had the 121, 4 total touchdowns for Cam Miller. Like I said, Bryce Lance was just carving up Montana State's secondary. They had no answers for him. It was just like they would get into like a third down situation. They need to stop. That was when Bryce Lance played his best. Like he was. You forgot he was in the game first and second down, and then like either Cam Miller got it with his legs, or Bryce Lance would gash him and find the spot to get open there.
Yeah,
So
interesting.
Cam Miller, I think, could be
And
an
there's always
interesting
guys that are
undrafted like practice squad guy that might
Yeah.
make some noise.
There's
Also,
always
I could
one or
s-
two of those.
I
guys.
could see these two guys join, being a starting quarterback on a UFL roster potentially.
Maybe.
We gotta forget UFL's coming up here
In the
starting in
springtime,
March,
yeah.
so
We'll see.
Yeah,
A lot of hype
spring
around that.
Football.
Yeah.
It's going to be on Fox and stuff. Fox
Yeah.
is going to be showing the games.
there were some pretty good games last season. The championship was a bit of a letdown.
We covered a lot of that season last
Did
year.
you?
Yeah.
Cool.
It was,
Who's gonna stop the Stallions? Because they've been pretty dominant. They won the USFL like the 2 years it was,
yeah.
and then they won the very
Spurrier
first year of the UFL.
Interesting.
I'm still sticking
Bro-
with my squad, the Michigan Panthers. Though.
I'm a Battlehawks fan. I'm rooting for the
fan.
Battlehawks. Dude,
I was kind of a Battlehawks supporter for sure.
AJ
Oh,
McCarron.
he's
He's a
a
great.
player.
I like that he's like I
Yeah.
could probably go be a backup somewhere in the NFL, but he's like I want to go start. I want to play football so my kids can watch me play.
Yeah.
Dude, they're like, St. Louis. You go to a Battlehawks game, better energy than 99%
Yeah.
of the NBA regular
Dude,
season.
that was dude. When the Rams were there, bro, and they were good, bro.
People love football.
Dude, that was
It's a football team.
It's Missouri high school football like rivals Texas high school. Like some of the best high school football in our country is in Missouri. Like what high school you went to very much matters out there.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
The zoo games are always
Lit.
People,
You
it's a
know,
football
and then when
state,
they had
man.
Kurt Warner and dude, that was a home field advantage if I've ever seen. You know what I mean? On that turf too, and that dome. You know, if they ever played outside, be interesting. I think if they ever got a good stadium, that was their thing. They just needed a new stadium in SoFi.
Yeah, I
That was
wonder
it. Business.
That's
if
true.
Adrian.
That was the only reason why they
Martinez-
left. It wasn't
I don't know if
fans.
he's
It wasn't money.
I don't know if he's
Just
returning for the Stallions. I think Cam Miller could probably do similar to what Martinez did because Martinez was that dual threat quarterback.
Oh yeah.
Stallions.
Riley Leonard, UFO.
Yeah, hey, let's do it. Put him in there.
We'll take
That's a league where they do rely that plays all I think a little more similar to college, where like the Stallions, like they were cycling through two different quarterbacks all season. It was like Martinez and this other dude. Sometimes like Martinez ultimately ended up being the starter down the stretch, but early on it was like 1 week they play this guy, the next week they play Martinez, and like back and forth. And they lost like one game and won the championship. So
Yep.
It's like they just had a stacked defense and some playmakers on offense.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
look at some teams like the Renegades, the Roughnecks, the Showboats, they had pretty bad seasons. They'll be looking to rebound. And they definitely could. Not so much the Renegades. Their quarterback, he was pretty good. Just the rest of their team was terrible.
Yep.
So see some of these FCS guys. You might not get draft attention, so you could go. I don't know if the UFL. I think they didn't have a draft just before their season starts as well. So they could. They'll probably be looking for some FCS guys, draft dudes out of there.
Sure.
And
There's always guys to get. There's a lot of people.
well, I mean, think if you're a guy like an FCS Division II player, chances are you're not on a lot of NFL scouts' radar.
Right.
Like, I mean,
Unless
you're
you're
at best you're
accepted
hoping
for
to get like
draft,
an
Camp invite and just be a
right, like
emergency.
an undrafted free agent that sneaks onto the practice squad.
Yeah.
This way, you can go. You're getting paid. You're making some money. You're going to get a chance to play.
I've always said Dorian Thompson
What's
Robinson,
the film out
ATR would dominate that league.
Yeah,
He's got a new guard, dude. He's got a pretty big arm.
You know, he's an NFL quarterback, but he's not really an NFL quarterback. I think he would go into that league and
USL starter.
carve up some of those tier 2 type players.
PJ Walker, man, he was a stud in the XFL.
Yeah,
Got the chance to go
with the Panthers.
back up to the Panthers, and he got to start a few NFL games.
He did.
I mean,
There's
the
guys
trajectory-
everywhere, man.
the trajectory.
It's
that
just
guy's
there's
clear.
not a lot of opportunities in there. So
Like
I
without
said,
this spring league,
players always come back. It's tough.
Saints highlights. Catch Derek Carr's top plays during the 2024 NFL season. Get this out of here.
So
Okay,
one
disgusting.
minute 15-second video.
Week 1 and week 2 highlights, and that's it.
He carved up that Cowboys offense defense for
yeah, he did.
me. Well, we're running about 12:30, boys. You guys want to get into some top plays?
Yeah, let's
Do it.
carve out our last half hour. Let's do some top plays here.
Got you. Coming Coming right up. So we're gonna get into first play of the game. Not first play of the game. First drive of the game. Denver Broncos versus the Buffalo Bills yesterday. Started off good for the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix to Franklin. Easy buckets. This was a beautiful
I called
throw.
it. I was so happy.
Ball, dude.
I was so happy when he got this.
I want to show this. This should be, this has got to go up first since Denver's a home team. Let's check out Bo Nix. Dropping it in the bucket.
Like Jim
Yeah,
Nance,
he got
beautiful.
Jim Nance can be tolerable.
Yeah. I don't think he's a bad play-by-play guy. They're just better people.
Yep.
Play-by-play.
And he got it.
Yeah. And I know, like, he's just not good enough to elevate how crap Tony is. Like, Mike Tirico, I think Mike Tirico really makes up for how bad Collins was.
I agree. Oh, totally.
Jim Nance just doesn't have that.
Yeah.
He should have retired from the NFL and kept going doing March Madness, but instead he retired from March Madness. It's probably more money in the NFL, but
Right. For
I
sure.
don't want to, no disrespect to Jim Nance. He's done 500 games. He is one of the best in the industry, but I just like when you compare him to Kevin Harlan. Man, like Kevin Harlan's just the GOAT. He kills it on NBA and NFL games.
Another top play from the Denver Broncos, man. This was awesome, dude, and I knew it was going to happen. I knew Sean Payton was going to pull something like this off. That fake punt, guys. That was absolutely beautiful. Just too bad you didn't have any momentum going into that next drive.
Yeah, then we
After that.
stalled out.
Stalled
three
out
plays and
and
had to punt
still
again.
had to punt
after.
again.
So it's like, use it.
Use
and
it.
Don't even get
Capitalize
off
on
of
it. Yep, then he played conservative football, but it's okay. But this is one of the top plays I was watching.
What a throw, man.
What a dot, dude.
That was a
I
good
like it. That was a
spiral
dot, dude.
Oh, yeah.
by
Punters are
Nixon.
athletes too, dude.
For the brand. Shout out Chicken
For the
Little,
brand.
Shout out to Chicken Little.
our fellow punter.
Does he have a nuke for an arm?
He's got a decent arm. Yeah.
He's a football player. You got it.
Dude, we went to this this little Broncos field day thing they're having where you got to go on the field, and the stadium was closed. And, just check out some memorabilia, the Super Bowl trophies, do 40-yard dashes, that type of stuff. We go over to the punting one, and there was a record earlier, and he just they have a cone for the furthest punt of the day, and he just smashed it.
Yeah.
He got a few warm-up punts and he's like, all right, I'm ready for this. This will be my final official one. And he just nuked it. And everyone's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
They're like, what the heck? And he's like, I punt for college. So
This is my record.
he's like, yeah, nobody's beating that. Let's go. That's almost 60 yards, I think.
And let's check out the last highlight of the Denver Broncos. Basically, the game they got blown out right after this. Marvin Mims, shout out Marvin Mims. You get a shout
Legacy
out.
special teams.
Special teams player of the game.
Hey,
for sure.
special
for
teams
real.
player of the game. Let's check it out. Marvin Mims, shout out, buddy. Beautiful.
Back to back.
Beautiful.
Back
Good
to
job, Marvin
back.
Mims. Way to earn a job for next year, dude.
He's a real good special team.
He's not bad.
And
Give
Sean
you some
Payton,
decent plays on offense.
I'll say Sean Payton's finally realizing hey, I should try to scheme the ball into this guy's hands somewhere. I like that we've been handing him off. He's kind of turned into a Deebo Samuel type player for us.
I like that.
Like a gadget receiver running back hybrid. Which I like. That's how I think exactly how we should use him. Because he's got game breaking speed.
The only highlight for the Green Bay Packers in this absolutely brutal game yesterday afternoon in the 2:30 window, Philadelphia, Green Bay Packers. This is their lowly highlight of the game, and it didn't get better after this. Like he just ran through. He just ran through Cooper DeJean's face there.
Yeah.
Like
He
why?
ran through everybody's face.
Okay. Liability. Let's maybe attack that guy.
Yeah.
Nope. Can't have it. Can't do it. Won't
Dude,
do it.
That.
You plant Derrick Henry in one game and everyone gets scared of you.
It's wild, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, dude. We just played so soft. But opening kickoff did not start off well for the Green Bay Packers. And this, we got to, I mean, shout out Eagles. They made a play to start off the game.
Oh,
I mean, he has the ball, but it's like, I don't know. Like, but he has the ball right there. Yeah, he has the ball. It's our ball. That's our ball. That was our ball. But it's okay. They made a play. They deserve it. We don't deserve to win. We don't deserve to win. That if we kept that ball, we're not doing anything.
yeah, that was probably.
It
just a
wasn't
tough
like
thing.
we were just gonna punt it away after 4 plays anyway.
They
You know what I
didn't
mean?
think you guys
We
would
win
get
the
first
toss.
down.
We take the ball. We win the toss. We take the ball, and that's what we do. No, we don't deserve to win that game.
Bad start for
It's a
the
bad
game.
start for the Green Bay Packers.
Dude,
They
I-
deserve to win.
That was a hell of a hit. That sound. Oh my
He
goodness.
stopped running
He got
before he got, and that's how you get blasted.
Yeah.
He got
Dude,
Wasn't
I
going
didn't know
full
it
speed
sounded
anymore.
like that. I missed
Run
that
out of
play.
bounds.
I missed that play live. I was in the shower.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like, I got out and
Yeah,
I didn't have the TV on in time for that. And wow, I did not realize that.
you know it's
that type of
bad
sound.
if Dallas Goddard is just shoving you to the side.
Yeah.
Soft.
Valentine's
football.
been good, but yeah, that was.
And he's a DB. He's a 7th round rookie. You know what I mean? Going up against a tight end. But still, bro, like, why is that guy the one that's going to be split out flanker and he has to protect the edge
That's true.
on a tight end?
That's true.
Well,
They're in
there's,
flanker.
there's the Eagles attacking a mismatch.
Right.
Packers didn't ever
Right.
try to do that.
Nothing.
They're like
They
it
ran
wasn't like,
jet motion with Jaden Reed, though.
wasn't like the Eagles' offense was all that productive this game. But in
Yeah.
a moment where they had,
Oh, when he circles, that's the best part. I'm like, oh, great. Here goes nothing.
Here comes
Whoop-de-doo.
Here comes Guy.
Here comes a 3-yard out route that'll get sailed over his fucking head or thrown right to a linebacker. 3-step drop and you throw it right. Looks at the
Oh,
linebacker and on a 3-step, brother, out route.
Oh,
that had to be the most atrocious turnover I saw. Like because this
All
guy,
playoffs, really.
like Vaughn hardly even moved. He was
He's-
just standing there.
He
It's
just went out to his zone. 3 linebackers. He's the one on the left. He just bailed out into the free zone. And like, oh, look what I found now. Free Christmas present.
No, Jimmy,
Look at that.
he didn't even move until Love threw the ball, and then his first movement on that play was breaking on the ball.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
First of all, Tucker Kraft ran right to him.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you just covered yourself. The guy
Right.
didn't even go after
Go
you.
after you.
You just covered yourself.
Yeah.
And then
Make him cover you earlier.
right,
So he has to move and show his hand.
like I don't care if the route told you to run towards the middle of the field. Maybe just go straight and bring the curl. So he has to
Right.
at least he can't just sit there in the middle of the field.
Why we don't throw back shoulders anymore is beyond me.
Right.
Jordan Love last year throwing back shoulders to Wicks and Dobbs outside the numbers, just throwing it in there. Nope, not going to do any of that. 3rd and 6, not a back shoulder inside. They're playing 10 yards off coverage in a cover 2 shell defense, and you don't run any underneath stop routes at the sticks.
Before we get going on the rant,
Not
before we go back to our top plays, we got just a football guy that's getting his reps in no matter what the situation is.
one. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I thought I deleted that.
You're good. You're good. Just check out what Mike McGlinchey does here while everyone else is fighting. Running drills while others are scuffle.
Working on his pass stats while the boys are scrapping.
This is what I'm talking like, what is this McGlinchey
What are
doing?
they doing?
Hey,
He's all over the place.
I saw. it.
He's got to go, man.
This had to go in.
He's got to go for the Broncos. All right, Jimmy, give us our next top
all
player.
right, Baker got trucked by Bobby Wagner. This one was
Other way around.
Yeah.
Oh, it says Baker trucked Bobby Wagner? Question mark.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
This is when I texted the group.
Yeah.
That he's a madman.
Yeah.
He just ran.
That's why I love Baker, man.
Yeah, I mean, what a
And then he's
scrap.
he's
He's
shoving him
just
at
insane.
me.
The boys
Play
needed
it back.
a spark plug. He provided.
He was pushing him down at the end.
Like I see all these like nerds, like they just like to dissect Baker's like gameplay, and they're like, oh well, he throws a lot of picks, and sure he's got a lot of yards and touchdowns, but he's very jittery in the pocket. And I'm like, shut up. He's got a talented team, and he's a gamer. And when you got a talented team, like a quarterback that's just going out there and competing, elevates all these other guys. I don't care if his mechanics are a little weird or whatever. Like he is a great quarterback for the Bucs.
Too much, too little. We got a Baker. That Mike Evans touchdown was awesome. That was, they showed it on game. When they caught it on Lattimore and his history against Lattimore, going back to
Yeah.
caveman Saints. But too little, too much. Too little, too late for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers losing to the Commanders at home. Hilarious. And they lose, so no big deal. Shout out. Is that Terry McLaurin? Is Terry McLaurin up on here for his touchdown? No? It's okay. I thought I said that one.
Good.
All good. Matt Collins, this
Dude,
was
he
a
loved
dude.
this.
Man, he was like, all right, man, you've been doing too much out here.
Cracked him.
Dude, they call him the Barefoot Bandit on Twitter.
This freaking guy, dude.
Ooh. What was 31 doing? He just let him go past him.
That's
He could have just walled him off.
yeah, that kid's a rookie. That's
He could have just
Christian
walled him
Street.
off.
Oh, that's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he
He
don't
could have just
know.
walled him off, and he just let him run right past him.
doesn't know what he's doing yet.
Yeah, that was kind of tough spacing there on that hook coverage. That's okay. The boys will be back. Deion Dawkins gets an assist. Let's check this out.
Yeah, those plays
That
like
was
that
just
all
bad.
game just pissed me off. I was
Yeah,
like,
bad.
are we kidding, guys? Like, somebody just wrap up the suits, like, for the love of God. You guys are way smaller. The size difference on that for our defense versus their own lines.
Yeah.
Was painfully obvious.
Painfully obvious. We're gonna shout out Ty Johnson here for his insane snack here. That was a cruise missile, dude. He flicked that wrist, dude. That was a cruise missile across
That
the
was a
field.
nuke.
Josh Allen had time to read the Harry Potter novel back there.
He did.
Just running
Dude,
out.
finish
Just
up.
dancing.
Dude finished the Sorcerer's Stones and then followed us up for a touchdown.
Man, dude.
There you
Tough. The boys are down bad. Lad McConkey to the house. Where was that in the first quarter? Let's talk about too little, too late.
Oh yeah, that's.
Then they got the
Good
extra
play.
point blocked after that,
Yeah,
and it was returned for
yeah,
two.
tied for 2 points.
Cameron
What was
Dicker,
he doing? Why
There was
it was a
possible-
live ball. and
There
he
was
just
there
swatted
was
it down.
possible backdoor cover action for the LA Chargers in that because that would the spread was 2, so then they got down that extra 2 points off of that. If they would have came back and just scored 2 touchdowns and shut out Houston, they would have won by 2 in the point spread. They were like, oh no, because they thought they scored that. Oh, 10 minutes left, I'll make this comeback. There was point spread implications with that block punt going back for 2.
well, that didn't
Because
turn out.
the spread fell too, but obviously Houston wins out.
Yeah, that didn't turn out to be an issue. They got a 20-point win. But
I just remember when Twitter went off about that.
yeah, that's one of those plays that makes makes
Yeah.
the bettors nervous.
That's true.
We're gonna have the team coming up here in a minute, but the Broncos and Steelers, Russell Wilson. I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. He's on top plays. He's on top. That was a good play.
He was just chill. He just.
You're right.
Yeah,
that
it was
was
kinda
that was like a
nonchalant.
Cam Ward type
Just like
non-shot,
whatever. Yeah,
nonchalant type throw.
I just lead it out there, moon ball, typical Russell Wilson pass.
Yeah.
You know, just drop it in the bucket. No big deal. About the only highlight for the Pittsburgh Steelers the last 5 weeks anyway.
Yeah, there wasn't.
Really not much to do.
It wasn't even their number one wide receiver.
Isaiah Likely, a player that I've always liked, young guy when they got him in Buffalo a couple years back.
Well,
Wish-
Baltimore draft.
Baltimore, yeah, excuse me. What I say, Buffalo, my bad.
Yeah, you're good.
Um,
A lot of B's.
yeah,
I get especially with how good both teams
Bears,
are. They're playing
Broncos,
each other.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm just
Buffalo, Bill.
it's a lot.
It's a lot. Isaiah Likely, though, one of the young players that I like on Baltimore. Let's check him out.
Oh,
That was wow. Just
Who
throw.
is number 20?
I think that's Porter Jr.
no, he's 24.
He is 20.
That guy got
Yeah, he
Buried.
got buried, brother. He got buried.
on prime time television. That's tough.
Actually, because this one was elite, I'm going to go Derrick Henry, 44-yard touchdown. Number 2 play. Shout out Derrick Henry. And how soft is that in the second level?
This is the very next drive after that touchdown.
Touchdown.
pass.
Right, the
How soft
Steelers.
was that back end when he broke through to the second level? They just
That was the biggest thing
Business
with the
decision.
Steelers.
By everybody.
They did not look like they wanted to play
But-
football.
no.
They were
can't get it on
uninspired.
3. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3.
I think a lot of guys had already booked the
Booked their
resort,
ticket,
and
yeah.
they were like, "Let's."
All right.
I don't want to. I'm not changing my reservation. It's not refundable.
Yeah.
We're going.
Russell Wilson got everybody $1,000 Airbnb gift cards on the team.
That was their Christmas.
So they're like, oh yeah, we're booking Airbnb now when the rates are low during the wintertime.
Here we go.
Derrick Henry, though, absolute beast. You mentioned it with his ability and the read option, dude. Staying home, brother. That was a quintessential play right there.
Yeah, but
Out
that
of the read
offensive line,
option, made a guy miss, hit
They-
a home run.
the way they sealed off that lane for him to run,
Yeah.
and then those DBs, they don't.
Vince Lombardi
It's
shining
it's
down.
getting late in the game. They're already thinking about their vacation. Now King Henry's
Nah,
coming
I'm not
at you.
trying to tackle him.
Yeah,
It's all.
I'm good. Have
I'm sure.
fun in the end
Fine.
zone, Derek.
I noticed something subtle there just because I played football, man. You know one thing I noticed, dude, when teams play on grass fields outside in winter games, how dirty are your jerseys on defense? Will tell me a lot if you're trying to, your jerseys are dirty, you're on the ground a lot, you're making tackles, you're making some plays.
A lot of clean white
A
jerseys.
lot of clean jerseys there.
Yeah.
A lot of shiny white jerseys bouncing off those lights. That's just something that goes underrated, I think. I see it a lot with Packers. We play a lot of outdoor games in the road. And I see those white jerseys. I'm like, are they dirty? They clean. If they're dirty, I kind of like our chances.
Mm-hmm.
But Lamar Jackson, MVP, man. MVP. I know Josh Allen's probably going to win it. Lamar Jackson, you get the top play of the playoff weekend, man.
Shout out to you, man.
Shout out Lamar. Making magic happen. Let's check it out. Wide open. That's crazy.
That's just not fair.
The athleticism, man.
He's running circles around the
Dude.
guys.
Shout out Lamar Jackson.
Running circles.
Shout out MVP.
Everything from his body language indicated that he was going to run, and then just all of a sudden, like all like weird and like twisted, like his chest at the furthest part of his, like his chest was the leading part of his body on that throw. He's like leaning forward like that, and then just chucks a dot.
He dropped back lefty and was looking left, and then circled back around, but still looked. He dropped back out of the pocket and circled out of the pocket without taking his eyes off the field, and then threw right when he's looking left the whole time. Not alien stuff. Alien stuff. You don't teach that. You
That-
either can or you can't.
Yeah,
That's not something. Coaching.
he should have been
No.
sacked like twice, and then
yeah.
that throw, the way he threw it, that should have just like bounced in the dirt.
It was a flick.
Right, that should have just bounced in the dirt, like
Wow,
at
man.
Justice Hill's feet, and instead it's on the money, like perfectly in the breadbasket. He just has to go down here and scoop it.
Yeah.
This guy's unreal.
It's wild. I mean, like, you make the Baltimore Ravens play this street ball, backyard style football, you're gonna have a tough time. You make Lamar Jackson drop back. I mean, even if the pocket's clean, you're still getting pressure up the middle. You keep him in that pocket. You make him throw the ball to Rashad Bateman, and you make him try to. I think he kind of has some shortcomings in the passing game downfield, especially deep downfield. This little backyard football type stuff. Good luck. If he's able to get the ball to Likely and Andrews and these running backs, and they can run for, you're gonna have a real. I'm in danger.
If
like,
you're
for
a
real.
defense, it's almost like you want the Ravens to stay on the schedule.
right?
But
That's
then
a
the
great
problem
point.
is we've also seen Lamar when he just gets in the groove as a passer.
Or Derrick Henry goes off
Like dude, he like against the Broncos.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
They're
most of the time, he just sat back in the pocket and picked us apart. He wasn't
Yeah,
even
he
doing a
didn't
lot of
do
this
that.
like scrambling
All
bull
around.
crap. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, his game's just become so refined since he joined the league.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And it's like one thing beats him, and then like the next year he gets better at it.
Yeah, it's like doomsday.
Right. You know, and you can make a case back-to-back MVP.
I
Can
think
make a case.
I think it should be him over Josh Allen. I think
I'd take him over Josh Allen.
This game is gonna pretty much decide it. I think.
They can say all they want on social media that it's a regular season
Oh, they can
award.
say all
You
they
can
want.
you can throw that in the river, dude.
Whoever wins this game, the quarterback's probably gonna be the MVP.
I'm with
Probably
you,
gonna be
baby.
nowadays.
I'm with you, buddy. No doubt about it.
Flo's hosting. But here's the thing. I don't like Josh Allen. I think he'll do just fine
Give me
against that Ravens defense, but I'm really worried about this Bills defense. I think they're going to let this feels like a game where they like Allen's going to put on a show, and his defense is going to fail him.
Fail again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ravens.
I mean,
Yeah, dude.
That's
the
the
Baltimore
other-
ran
that's
for
gonna be
300 yards
I'm leaning
against the
towards-
Steelers.
I just don't know if I don't know if the Bills are going to run. You think the Bills will be able to run the ball in Baltimore? If they, James Cook,
Not as successfully.
I don't think they'll.
I just don't know, man.
I mean, not you.
You're sort of
gonna
playing
have
the
a bunch,
Baltimore's game plan there because they have Derrick Henry. That defense has been going up with Derrick Henry all year.
right? Like, oh, you want to run it into that Michael
Sharp
Pierce?
is not-
He's a little tougher to move. All right.
true.
Like Zach Allen, DJ Jones are smaller defense and
That's true.
JV linemen. Like that guy,
Yeah.
he is just a boulder. That's why he's there. He's a boulder. Like you need two dudes to move, and that's gonna. Or hey, you're not gonna double team him. Well, then he'll probably blow up the run. You don't double team him. They got Matabike and some other dogs there on the line.
That,
Get through and do it. I think Allen's gonna have to throw the ball a lot more and use his legs a lot more.
that spread is one. It's a pick 'em, boys. Minus 110 both.
It's
directions.
easily going to be the best game next week.
I think so, man. Yeah, Washington and Detroit.
Because Baltimore, Buffalo's got a bad taste in the mouth. Baltimore whooped them early in the season, back in like week 3.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Baltimore, Buffalo.
On the
well, we
side.
got
Also,
about 4 minutes. Give me some mock drafts for the teams that got eliminated. Who do you think they're?
Packers,
Give me
definitely.
some draft picks.
With the, we're probably gonna be picking like 24, I believe. 22nd, between 22nd and 24. We're definitely first round draft pick is going to be the best edge rusher left on the board. We have absolutely no edge pressure whatsoever to pressure Jalen Hurts. Dude. We had nothing at the end of the season. Rashawn Gary is somehow a Pro Bowl player with 4.5 sacks. I don't know how that happened. He has disappeared the whole. He hasn't
How the hell?
got a sack since week 7, Mercury. And the fans voted this guy a Pro Bowler.
What are we doing?
I am a Packers owner, and I want to get rid of Rashawn Gary.
I didn't even. I low key forgot he was on your team.
Doug, you and me both. You and me both.
I haven't thought about Rashawn Gary
All
all
the years.
season.
No.
Yeah.
And
Non-factor.
Like I forgot the dude existed until I saw he was in the Pro Bowl. I was like,
How?
what?
Yeah. How? It
What?
was my next word was how. We're going edge. We're gonna go edge. We'll probably target a DB in the second round, but we're gonna go. I know how Packers organization that we're gonna be aggressive there. I think we're gonna go edge pressure, dude.
Saints are probably doing the same thing with the 9th, or they're probably going best available offensive lineman. Probably what it is. I
No
think-
quarterback.
Maybe-
You're in
Maybe.
prime position to sort of get a guy there, man.
I don't think so. We got Derek Carr till the end of 2026.
So if you're looking edge guy,
it's kind of.
I mean for the Packers, some dudes that might be available: Jack Sawyer,
Who's my guy from Tennessee?
James Pierce.
That's
Senior.
him, yeah, Pierce.
Those guys could
Because he's
be.
from Tennessee, right? That's a Tennessee guy.
Yeah, those
That's
guys
who I
could be
want.
available. I like Pierce going there. For me, with the Broncos,
420.
there's 3 picks I'm okay with. I kind of want us to get another edge guy there with Nick Bonito. Jonathan Cooper is okay. I like him more as like a change of pace, like rotational guy, so we can have like kind of a pass rush.
How many wins did you finish with?
10.
Okay.
So we're gonna be the 20th. We're after Tampa's 19th, so they're the first eliminated
Austin
playoff
Gentry.
team. For who?
You guys.
I've been thinking about it. Okay, so there's 4. I wouldn't be if we took Genty, I wouldn't be mad about that. We need a running back that can just
You can
be
do
a
everything.
workhorse.
You can pick up the blitz. You can run. You can catch.
Yeah.
In that system with Sean Payton, gadget player, what's he gonna do? Tough.
So I think my wish list, Jack Sawyer would be my favorite. I think Sawyer and Benito together would just be. I think that would just be the missing piece to really help us with. Well, that'd make our pass rush even more unstoppable than it was last year. Then we would. I don't think we need to blitz as much as we did. Like we could definitely still blitz a lot, but we could drop 7 guys a lot more.
Disguise a little more.
Yeah.
Exactly.
See if maybe you can get a guy that's pretty.
I like
decent
Vance
coverage,
Joseph. I don't
too.
think he goes anywhere. I mean, it also depends on how many draft picks the Broncos have. I mean, they've shown that they'll trade picks.
How many picks do you guys have this year? Saints have 8.
I don't know.
So,
I
I
don't
mean, we're
know
gonna
off the top
still
of my
like-
head.
Anything we need.
Yeah, you guys have just traded so many. They might have not as many as everybody else because they might still have to send some of them to.
Like the Titans
The
are kind of
Saints.
screwed. The Titans only have 4 picks this year.
Titans only have 4 picks.
Yes. They only have 4 draft.
Shit.
They got the number 1 overall pick, but they have
Packers
3
have
other
like 8 or 9.
And a few of their picks, their later picks, are controlled by other teams where they finished. So
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hate Ashton Genty, Scattaboo, Dylan Sampson. Those guys could all be options. Take some big dude out of Iowa for the offensive line,
Yeah, there you go.
or draft a receiver.
Yeah, draft first.
biggest
But-
dude.
but-
Jeremiah Smith? No, he's a couple years away.
Abuka, but there's another Ohio State guy, Emeka Abuka.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think McMillan will be there still, but I wouldn't hate Matthew Golden out of Texas. Xavier Restrepo, I like him. I wouldn't mind
he's pretty
him.
Solid too.
Yeah, Isaiah Bond, Tez Johnson, get Bo's adopted brother there on the team.
Oh, another.
Fun
I think
show.
Another
we
team
gotta
that's
go. We gotta go
gotta
either
head up.
defense or offensive line, and let's get a skill position guy. That's where.
I'm thinking the same.
Yeah.
I agree with you there with the Broncos.
If Genty's there, I think we should take Genty.
Definitely.
If not, if Genty's not there and Sawyer's there, then Sawyer's the next best option.
Sawyer, solid, man.
Yeah.
That's it for us. This football
Good show,
frenzy
boys.
this Monday. We're ending early.
We got
We
7
started
picks. The
early.
Broncos got 7 picks.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Something
Throw
to work
resources.
with after a good season. We're heading out this week. Started early, ended early. We'll be back on Wednesday though, 8 a.m. sharp. Catch till the final whistle. The boys will be back.
Good night and good luck, everybody.
Don't miss it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show,
Good show, boys.
I want to remind you that a podcast of today's episode will be available.
I love all of our theorizing and
So if you missed any
what ifs that we're
Yeah,
posing
totally.
lately
listen
with the draft.
be sure to
Timeline.
I mean, there's going to be a lot more too. I mean, this is only just
Just get started.
I think
getting
we're-
started, dude.
Even when the NFL off season is going, like we're gonna be just going crazy.
Peace.
We that. All right.